On my high school team, we had 5 guys make the NBA.
We had the county rocking.
It's the mecca of basketball.
There are those who come before us, upon whose shoulders we stand.
It's nothing that you can do to stop a competitive edge.
It's just in the water.
Welcome back to a special quarantine edition.
We got a real special guest.
What's up with your Brody with the virtual handshake?
I'm gonna tell y'all something that I never told nobody.
I want all the smoke.
Welcome back to a special quarantine edition of All the Smoke.
Oh yeah, you on one today.
Jack, hey, it was a good morning, bro. It was a good morning. I'm ready to rock.
Oh,
I had
my brother's
leftover.
on one today. This is gonna be a good day.
I had barbecue tri-tip yesterday and then had a leftover for this morning for burritos, motherfucking breakfast burrito. It was, ooh. I'm ready. What's up with you though, bro? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good now. You done woke me up. You in a good mood?
Yeah.
I'm in a good mood. I'm ready to rock.
You in a good mood? I'm in a great mood, man. I like to welcome, man, a former teammate of mine. Man, the NBA Iron Man, 22 years, half man, half amazing. My friend, our brother, Vince Carter, man. Welcome to the show.
Yo, what's up, man?
DC, what's up, my brother?
On, man, I'm good, man. What's going on with y'all?
We finally tracked this man down. He's a busy man, right? This motherfucker been in the league 22 years, a busy man.
Man, doing this, doing that. I can't stay off the golf course. Well, I can't stay off the golf course, but you know how it goes. You know how it goes.
That's how I see. That's how it's crazy because I don't think people know that's really you on Instagram. You know what I mean? So, because it trips me out.
That's
like,
okay.
you know, I know you're okay with it, but I'm like, you're out here posting these golf. You're out here posting these golf. Like, you're on the golf course every single day.
Every day. Every day. That's all. I mean, it's, you know, with how the league goes, you know, here, there, everywhere, you got to find something to kind of just to chill and get away from it all. So I'll
single
go to
digit? Yeah.
Single digit, boy. I'll go to practice.
Single digit.
Yeah,
9.
I'm 9 right now.
We were trying to explain to Jack what a 9 handicap
I still don't
is.
know what that is.
He didn't get it, but I just told him all he needs to do is keep the joints rolled and he can drive the golf cart and play the music.
Yeah.
We'll be good.
Hey,
when you say handicap, you know, I only know one handicap. I can't fathom that.
So when we hit the ball down the fairway, we just, you know,
we on.
Go right to
we
the,
good.
Yeah. That's it. However we get there.
I see you wearing a Tampa Bay Buccaneers shirt. I know you've been a fan for a long time. We played in Orlando in 2010. I remember we took a road trip down there and checked the game out. Y'all boys looking good these days, though, because y'all was some ass back then.
We was some shit. But check, first of all, let's back up. I'm glad to hear you actually acknowledge that and say that because, so during the draft and prior to it, I put a post on Twitter like, okay, we were getting ready to draft. And you see some of these people talking about, man, oh, he a bandwagon fan? Nah, bro.
Nah,
I've been with these boys since
Vince been riding for the Bucks since they were some dogs. Yeah, some dogs, some like, baby, some hot baby shit.
Yeah, and I'm talking about like I was there faithfully, been rooting for him for a long time. Yeah, man. Like,
took me to a game. We played in Orlando. Yeah, we took that drive down from Orlando to Tampa Bay. So Brady, I mean, explosive offense. You get Gronk wants to come back. I'm hearing rumors about AB. I mean, what's your? I mean, you know, Jack is a big Cowboy fan.
Percy Harvin want to come over.
I heard Percy Harvin. The headaches have subsided a little bit. He wants to come back and fuck with you guys. I mean, it sounds like you guys are about to beat the shit out of Dallas next year. What you think?
Damn.
Jack,
hey, first of all, we gotta handle business in our division. You know, the Saints have been a pain in the ass for a while. The Falcons has you know, disappointed us. We have some disappointing games, so we back, baby.
Yeah. No, I like Dallas, but I like Tampa Bay, man.
I had a blessing. You know, I was a big time Warren Sapp fan.
Right.
And the year we won the championship, they won the Super Bowl championship. So I was able to party with them.
03.
Derek Brooks, D. Smith, Warren Sapp, all them guys, man. Hey, that was a wild team, bro. When I tell you that was a wild team, yeah.
Yes, sir.
That was a wild team.
Yes, sir.
That was Gruden, right? That was the one. Gruden popped up over there, won a chip, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So tell us
what the Raiders. Bro, they beat the Raiders and they ended up going to the Raiders right after that.
Crazy.
But anyway.
Tell us what's your present day, what's your home routine like with the wife and kids? And like you said, you get out and golf a little bit. What's the new norm for you? He said, oh, man.
you know, it's romper room. It's just you go, and then midday, get outside, fresh air, do a little working out, Just trying to stay young as possible. You know how it is, man, at this age. And just waiting, just really waiting. And I got I got 2 little putting mats in the house. So I just do that with little man because he's addicted. Y'all think I'm addicted?
Oh, he loves golf?
Bro, he's addicted to it.
I love
2 things he
it.
does is he loves his basketball and golf. And I mean, we have I got all these different little putting devices and hitting devices for him. So we can't get on the range. So he'll go shoot his basket. And you're like, Dad, let's go putt. Let's go hit. And that's what we do. And that's all.
That's what's up. How old is he? How old is that one?
He's 3 now. So basically, yeah, he's all in. He's all in.
Can you imagine us? Can you imagine us getting that kind of guidance at that? Yeah, like golf is one of them things. If he picks it up young, he's gonna be a monster.
Like Steph. I mean, look how Steph is right now with it. He loves it. He loves watching. He wants me to video him. So so at night, bro. So at night, he literally asks to watch himself at night.
I love it.
The 2 things. So every night before bed, guaranteed, he's like, Dad, can I watch you dunk? And he's like, can I watch it? He watches every dunk video that's out there he has seen. And he's 3.
I love it.
Every night. It's crazy. So it's cool for me, especially during quarantine and retirement's around the corner and you like to reflect and remember the good old days and trip down memory lane. So I take a trip down memory lane every night.
That's dope.
Because thanks to him.
That's dope. So, I mean, like you said, retirement is right around the corner. Where do you think the NBA is at, and is your career possibly over?
I think it's done. I'm gonna be all the way 100 with you. I do. I mean, I just think safety first. Just listen to the NBA. Sometimes you got to read between the lines when they say it, but I think safety's first, and they're just gonna ride this thing out until they figure out how to make things safe for the playoffs. And maybe we get 3 to 5 games and that's it. So I'm in my mind, retired Vince is here, and that's why my golf game looking good right now.
So you feel like they'll do a quick 3 to 5 game for for the playoff teams only, for everybody?
I think everybody get a chance to kind of to play, but I think it's just a warm-up game so these guys don't get hurt for the playoffs, because as we know, the playoffs is money time. That's where you make your name. That's where you make your money. That's where legacies and great things are built. So if they want the best possible product on the court, so why not give these guys a chance to play and kind of get through the kinks? Because we've been away from basketball for a month, and as you know, when you get hurt and come back, it's like you've been away forever. Yeah. So just imagine away from basketball and really can't work out like that. So these guys, we're gonna need that.
Talk to us what you think it would be like if you guys were in playoff contention right now. How long do you feel like you guys would need to really? What would be an adequate time? You're saying 3 to 5 games, probably for the sake of time. We say as players, like we need to completely restart that engine, like you said, because you can stay in shape, but you can't simulate practice and you can't simulate games for nothing. I don't care what no one says. So ideally, if time wasn't the main key, how long would you feel like players would need to get back ready to the playoffs?
It depends on the player. Now, you talking about 43-year-old me, I'm going to need some time. That's just straight facts. These young guys, I'm with a bunch of young guys, so they bounce back and they can get prepared and kind of get in shape a little faster than the OG. So I'm gonna need that good 3 weeks to a month. That's just being real, just to kind of get your legs under. I mean, if you want to play, especially like you said, getting ready for the playoffs. So if you want to be as good as possible, let me get a month of basketball. Just like, because
I agree.
You struggle through preseason games.
Right.
Like, you build up. You ain't trying to go 110 in the first preseason game. It just don't work that way.
Right. Let's talk about your reflections on the 2020 class, the Hall of Fame class. You got KG, you got my boy TD, and you got Kobe, man. Talk about that.
I've been blessed to play against all of them, and I know what they could do firsthand. And I hear both of y'all talk about it often, about how special they are to the league. For these young guys now, there's always a debate, and the debate can go on and on and on about who's the best at what position. But I was like, it's tough for me to listen to some of the younger generation say who's the best when you've never seen TD, Tim Duncan do what he's done. When you see the energy, exactly. When you see, I played against Tim in college. You feel me? So I played with Cole in high school till his last days. You know what I'm saying? I grew up with KG in high school. We came out at the same time, so these are
Same
guys.
class.
Exactly. So I salute these guys, and it's well deserved. And they are what we had them touted to be, first ballot. That's a cold class right there, boy.
Cold
class. Cold class.
We've been asking people, obviously with the loss of our brother Kobe, to kind of reflect and if they had any good stories or best stories or memories with Kobe. Can you share one story or a couple stories that stand out in particular about Kobe?
All right, so I remember Kobe's first day on our AAU team. So I played AAU in Patterson with Tim Thomas. And our squad, we were playing, I remember playing, we were playing against Elton Brand and those, and Kobe comes to the squad. And the first couple of games, he wasn't starting, coming in, doing his thing still. And then Big Bean, Pops came up and was like, hey, just Kobe. It's my young fella. He deserves to be out there. He's just as good as whatever. So I remember Kobe's first game, playing the point, coming down, gets the half court, boom, pull up, shoots an air ball. We like, bro, what's good? Step in a little bit, All right.
Step in a little bit.
Come down to that set, boom, boom. 1-2 at the half court next time, all net. Like his confidence, he's like, bro, I can hit that. That's just nothing. That's my, it was just that mentality at that age.
Early on.
And on his second game playing with this team, it wasn't like, let me fit in. Tim Thomas is number one in his class. I'm top 5. He like, bruh, I belong. And we knew that. We knew who he was. Obviously, we don't have social media, but you knew who Kobe Bryant was. So fast forward to we get into like our third, fourth game, we started beating people by 50, 60 points a game. Like, because of what he was our point guard at 6'6". Then we had Tim, who could be a point guard at 6'10". They just throwing me lives all day. Like, it was just fun. And then I jumped forward to our professional career, just playing against him. And obviously, I've heard you both talk about him to exhaustion about his mentality, knowing him and see him as a young kid, a high school kid, and see him in the pros, and just how that just increased to the next level. I tell you what, man, I want to talk about him after all of this. And I got the chance to talk to him in New Jersey. We were playing the Nets, and we sat and talked. This is after retirement, just seeing and talking to him. And I was just like, man, you good? How's retirement? He was like, he's at peace. He's happier than he's ever been. So to know Cole as the killer that he was, and he didn't give a shit about nobody. Like, we played each other. We've had times where we were about to go face to face and fight each other in the game, but it's whatever, you know what I'm saying? And that's, you respect that. So you knew every time you played against him, you had to bring it. So, but to talk to him afterwards and see like the change, and he's like, man, like he looked at life different, and he's just, all he wanted to do was for his kids, and he enjoyed coaching, and that helped me in my transition, preparing for retirement, because in the beginning of the year, a couple of games you came to in the beginning of the year, I couldn't say retirement because I wasn't ready to accept it. I wasn't ready to accept it, and then we played that, had that conversation. I'm like, bro, if one of the dudes who one of the best to do it, and just eat, sleep, and live winning, can be at peace now, I can say retirement, because it's gonna be okay. Because it's like, 22 years, bro. I've been doing this for 22 years straight.
Man,
you see what I'm saying?
That's
Every
amazing,
day.
Vince.
Yeah,
That's amazing,
thank you, man.
What's
I appreciate it.
What's next?
That's amazing, bro.
You know what's next. You know what I'm doing next. Little broadcast.
But people don't understand, like, oh, you definitely got to do that. But I'm saying people don't understand, like, that's just like when people do 20 years in jail. When they get out, they institutionalized. They don't know what to do.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
So playing basketball in the NBA 20 years, 20 plus years, bro, what else is it?
Right. So that's why it was just so tough to not admit, but just to say the word retirement, because it's like, okay, when that last game and I dropped them shoes for the last time, you walk back into what we consider the real world.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now it's like, all right, I don't have to go work out. That routine is over with. What do? I got the opportunity to talk to him. I got the opportunity to talk to Dirk, two guys that played 20 plus years, and just kind of put me at ease, understanding like, all right, bro, yeah, it's an adjustment period. Like, you guys can say it. Like, it's an adjustment period. Like, it's like, I don't have to hoop no more. And I'm going to miss it. Like, just because I said I want to retire, I am retiring, that didn't mean I'm going to miss it. And I think that's what I'm fighting with. So that's the kind of the thing. So I'm thankful that I have golf. It's something that's a competitive sport for me it's you got to work at that every day. It ain't no like step away from it and come back. Like I know when I get back, I ain't played in 3 weeks, so I get out there, I'm gonna be trash. You know what I'm saying? But like that helps exactly. But that helps me kind of accept and be one with. First of all, how it all ended. First of all, and then
are you at peace with that?
Reality. I am.
Not to cut you off, but are you at peace? You hit your last shot of and then the season's been canceled since. Are you at peace with the way it ended? I mean, who's the longest tenured? Is it you? Is it Kareem? Who's played the most years ever?
I did.
Damn. Congratulations.
Yeah, I passed him this year.
Okay.
I passed him this year. So Kevin Willis was one of them. Who was on that? Who else had? It's like it was 4 people. That day we're playing the Knicks and the game's going on. Whatever. Near the end of the game, we heard about Gobert at halftime, and it ain't really clicked that this could possibly be the last game. So we get to the fourth quarter, and players start talking like, "Damn, this might be it for the year. They might shut it down, and that might be it." So I'm like, bro, it's crazy. It's crazy. Get to about 5 minutes left in the game, and a couple of players, Dwayne Dedman was like, bro, this is your last game of your career, bro. How you feel about it? I didn't even think about it. I was like, damn, it might be. So they started chanting, we want Vince, we want Vince. I'm like, bro, nah, I'm chilling. I'm cool. I'm chilling. Game almost over, whatever. We were losing. I'm like, bro, it's all good. I'm like, they gonna shut it down for a couple of weeks, game come back. Get down to the last minute and a half, and they started chanting again. Then and the LP, he looked at me, he was like, yeah, on in. And at that second, bro, it just hit me like, this might be it for real. All right, I'm going to go. Because I didn't want to go. I wasn't going. And then I was like, all right, I'm going to go. And as I checked in and walked out there, it was just like chills, bro. It's just like that, if you asked me at the beginning of the season, you asked me at All-Star break, like, what's the ending going to feel like? What's your last game going to feel like? I don't know. I don't know how I'm react. We all handle it different. Yeah. And my second to last home game would have been at Toronto. So that would have been our third to last game of the season. And then obviously our last game at home against Cleveland. So I'm like, bro, I don't know how I'm gonna handle that. So I go out there in the game and I was like, bro, just in case, this your last game. Fire off. Shoot it like you've done it before. And bro, I had been already sitting there for
2 hours.
The whole 4
hours, yeah.
So they were like, yeah, you want to go for a dunk? I was like, hell no, I want to make my last. So I was just like, hey, line that 3 up and shoot it with confidence. And it was refreshing, and it's like a satisfaction just to see that ball go in. I was just like, thank God that went in, and you deal with it. And when we get in the locker room in the back, reality kind of hit. Like I was like, this is it, bro. Like it's something just told me this is it. And I'm cool with it. I appreciate everybody out there like, man, this is not the way that you should end your career. And I agree. It's not the storybook ending, but everything in life is not a storybook ending. You learn to deal with it. And I've dealt with it. I'm cool at this point.
Talk to us about playing across the span of 4 decades. Like, that sounds crazy as hell.
It's crazy because, I look at, like, I'm watching, The Last Dance, bro. And like we all doing. And I look at all the players that's on the court in that time, and I was like, bro, I played against every damn one of them.
All of them.
Every last one of them. So I'm thankful. I've seen illegal defense change. I've seen the zone implemented. I've seen the game get faster. I remember the East Coast was, you know about this. The East was physical. The West was up-tempo.
Yes.
Y'all know, both of y'all, both of y'all, you know what I'm saying? That's how it was. And now you look at, that's just how it is everywhere.
Period.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's just crazy just to kind of see how time changed and just the league getting younger and younger. I'm playing against players that I'm older than, a teammate, Trey's dad.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? I'm playing against former teammates, kids, Dale Curry. Dale Curry was my teammate.
Playing against his son, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just stuff like that. Like, bro, I've been around.
That's a blessing, though.
That's what I'm about to say. It's just so crazy, and I'm thankful, man. I'm thankful for that, for that opportunity and to still play this game. And that's every year I come in, it's like, okay, I might not jump higher than everybody and whatever, but I know the game.
You still jump higher than me.
Hey, but it's just like every time I saw you, what's one of the things I said to you, Stat? Every time I'm trying to hold it down for the OGs.
Yeah,
Matt, same thing when I saw you. I was like, it's just I know how playing against y'all back in the day and how we loved it and competed against each other. Like I hate playing against both of y'all. That's just what it was. But it made for great competition. And obviously, the longer you play and the game has changed, we know that, and it ain't like it used to be. You know, because I hated both of y'all motherfuckers. But I tell you what, you appreciated the competition, and it took playoffs to the next level. Stat, you remember our battles when you played with the Pacers?
Yeah, but y'all swept us. But y'all swept us in Orlando. You and Matt, y'all swept us.
I was gonna get to that later.
That was the one. That was the one for me because the other games was battles. But
that's what I'm saying. Like
y'all dominated us. Y'all shit. That wasn't even close.
Dog shit out of y'all.
Hey, bro.
We was killing everyone.
We went 8-0. We were 8-0. But like that's what I'm saying. That's the beauty about it. Because I remember, Matt. I'm gonna take you back. Speaking of Orlando, so that year, you remember playing Memphis, and Matt about to get me thrown out because like it just like Matt's energy. We know how it is, and he was about to get into it with the big fella from Memphis at the time.
To beat. I was about to whoop his big ass. To beat.
Man,
Habib.
Nah, to beat.
Yeah.
From UConn. So he pushing. He started pushing everybody. I watched that a couple of days ago. I was like, man, this man, we just about to get ejected just because. Like it's just a different game. And it's just love, like, and I really had appreciation for playing against both of you. Obviously, playing 2 stints with Matt, and I want to talk about that real quick. Like, the love and for the game. And you remember, we had probably 28 different teammates.
We depleted. People don't understand like how many people got hurt, how many people came to our team. Like who's it? Like maybe me, you, and maybe 2 other people are the only ones that made it through the whole season.
From the beginning of the season.
Like, that was an
outside of that,
insane
we're bringing in guys for 10 days. Guys coming in 10 days starting
in playoff games.
playoff games. And I remember coach was like, you guys, if you want to chill and not play some minutes, whatever. I was like, hell no. Like, bro, like,
no.
This ain't that, So it just was appreciation of how the league is now and what we've been a part of. So over 4 decades, it's like, bro, I've seen it all. I've seen a change, and it's been fun.
You did it with grace, bro.
I remember Pop told me you can't bring a spoon to a knife fight when we was playing San Antonio in the first round, bro. We battled our ass off. We just didn't have nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We just didn't have
enough, bro. And that's what it was. It's like the pride, like, bro, like that's why I'm playing where I am. I pride, man. I want to play. I want to hoop. Like I want to earn it. I want to earn it. Like if we were to beat the Spurs, bro, with that group, come on, man. I want to. We earned that. Like I came from the era of you got to earn it, bro. You got to earn it. I don't want it given to me. Like I appreciate it, but I want to go out there and earn it. That's why I'm still playing. That's why I wanted to play. And I wanted to play ball. Like I didn't get a championship.
Right.
I wanted one just like every other player. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't happen that way. But at the same time, I wasn't sacrificing just me as a person, like who loves the game.
Fuck that.
I love the game too much to just sit there, like, and at the end of the day, I hold that ring up. It's cool, like, oh, he got his ring, but did I earn it? Because I said that that's just not me, and it ain't no knock to nobody. It's I just came from a different era.
Same way.
Matt won't even bring his shit home. Matt won't even bring his shit home.
I don't count my championship with Golden State. I appreciate the opportunity, blah, blah, blah. But, like, to me, I've earned everything. Like, that I just had the best fucking seat in the house to watch an amazing team win a championship. So, to me, that shit don't even count. Like, I appreciate the opportunity. I still got to get that shit from Raymond. Shout out Raymond. I told him I'm gonna come to a game next year and pick it up. But I'm the same way, man. I can't.
Shit. Like, you don't even pick it up at all.
Man,
that's crazy.
Motherfucker.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I just don't got it, but I'm gonna grab it.
But I'll tell you. I say this: if they asked 45-year-old Vince, which is 2 years away, 45-year-old Vince, if you would love to come to our team and be a mentor, that's different, But when I know I can still compete against these young guys, that's why I wanted to play. I ain't saying I'm gonna play big minutes or whatever, but I still felt like I can give some to the game, and I can do work in the game still. Like when I feel like, maybe the game is past, but y'all still want to give me somebody to play? That's different.
Yeah,
that's a different story, but it's time. I know when it's time, and I don't want to overstay my welcome.
Talk to us a little bit about, to you personally, to Vince Carter, what was your favorite era to play in?
Oh, for sure, like late 90s. early 2000s. I mean, that's what it was. You earned your keep. So that goes back on what I was just saying earlier. You had to earn your keep. Watching The Last Dance and just watching how the bad boys was just destroying MJ through the lane, it's just like, that's just what it was. That's just, you understood. It made you tough mentally and physically. When I was able to have my own team and win or lose, that's just what it was. That's what I wanted. I had to go through Indiana at the time, the Pistons, Cleveland, when they, you had to go through it. That's what it was. And yeah, you're going to get backlash like, oh, he can't do it. Like, all right, well, run it back next year. That's just what it was. And I enjoyed playing back in that era. I learned a lot. It made me mentally and physically tough and able to just persevere through anything because, like, I tell you, back in the day, bro, like, for all the dunking I was trying to do and doing, like, we see the dunks with that, man. There was some times when I used to get fucked up.
It was brutal.
It's just like, yo, young fella, nah, bro, you ain't about to keep flying up here and think it's all good. That's just what it was.
You were fucking people like ego up for like a couple years, like because the way you were dunking on motherfuckers when you first came in, like I still get chills thinking about some of your dunks your first couple years in Toronto. It's just like you would really embarrass motherfuckers. So I can only imagine how hard they wanted to like put you right because they wanted to, bro. That shit was crazy. We'll get to it at that point, but like the shit you used to do. Talk to us a little bit about night to night. Every night it was a battle. You're going against Prime Code, Prime Paul Pierce, T-Mac, Ron Artest, and Jack in Indiana. You know what I mean? There was every single night it was a battle at that 2 or 3 position. And speak to the competition at that time as well.
And that's what it was. Like, it was like, let's say, you had to earn your keep. You didn't know any other way. It wasn't like, oh, yeah, we got to do it. Obviously, you hope through the draft and free agency, you form your team. But, I wanted to beat those guys. I wanted to beat the best. I wanted to compete against the best. And that's how you know where you stand in your career. I won some, I lost some. And that's just what it was and how it goes. But I wouldn't have it any other way.
The Last Dance, we've touched on it a little bit. What is it like for you? Because I think today we get spoiled with the accessibility that fans have due to social media. I think MJ was the one superstar, and we're all, fans and respect MJ. We never got to see the other side of Mike. We saw gay Mike. We saw Mike selling shoes. And we didn't see nothing else. We seen the crying Jordan face. That was it. You know what I mean? So to be able to get the behind the scenes and almost like a social media look at what the Bulls are going through back then in the late 90s in their runs, what are your thoughts on that?
So it's crazy because for those who didn't play against him or wasn't far, like we're pretty much close to MJ's retirement and him playing. So we were right around that era. But for those to only hear about Mike's work ethic, how much of an asshole he was, and all he cared about winning. We saw that with Cole, but they didn't see it with Mike. And you people didn't know. Like, you were just like, all right, he the greatest, but all right. That's why I think what younger generations kind of in limbo, like, all right, he was cool, but
LeBron's better. We see LeBron doing
about
this.
Exactly. Yeah, right. Exactly. But what about him was so special?
Right.
Bro, you watch that now. When people ask these questions about who's the greatest and blah, 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 I'm like, what rules are we using? Because if you put some of the players and stars of today in that era with hand checking and the physicality and what is considered a flagrant now, who survived?
I don't care how good they is right now. It's a whole different ball game, bro. With somebody holding on your shorts the whole way to the basket.
Legal. And it's legal.
Come on, man.
When you run through the paint and you can get bumped, it's different. And that's my argument with people. It's like, it ain't no disrespect to anybody because they're all great. And you're going to argue back and forth and everybody's going to have their opinion. But I'm saying, which rules are we using? Because when if you say we're using today's rules, okay, well then take Michael Jordan, who's battered and bruised and getting fucked up every time he was running around off a screen through the paint, and put him in the rules today. Then what you
can't touch it.
Averaging 45.
That's my argument. And it's no disrespect to any of these guys.
He was averaging 30 back then, though.
That's my point. Whatever you say, you're going to ruffle feathers, and that's cool. But I got the opportunity to play against Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and LeBron James. So I got to see all of them in their element. Not obviously I didn't play against Prime Mike, but Mike was pretty damn good at 40.
He was still good then.
That man scored 50 points at 40.
Yeah.
Right. Where do you put those three? You got a chance to play against all those three. And from your opinion, where do you put Mike, Kobe, and MJ?
I got to go with MJ. See, it's hard for me to pick current players and put them against the past because I'm still playing one, and I'm never going to give them that advantage. That's just what it is until I'm done. But two, it's just what it is. I mean, MJ, okay, All right, I'm going to break it down like this. How many times MJ went to the finals? Please, anybody?
6 for
6 times and won every time.
Okay, so he's undefeated, so he don't know what it's like to lose in the finals.
He can say undefeated. Very few can say that.
That's number one right there. But at the same time, I have to give LeBron his props. That man went to the NBA Finals 8 straight, 9 times, correct?
Incredible.
That's crazy.
Incredible.
It is what it is. And so I say this, and when you go that many times, you're going to lose. that's the reality. You're going to lose. That's just how it goes. And we're in a world where numbers matter. And
so
with that being said, look at his winning record. That man is undefeated.
Go Island.
How many times did Kobe go?
But 6 or 7.
6 or 7?
6 or 7. Yeah.
And you got 5 of the things?
5 or 2.
Look, that's you know, we people always talk about their winning percentage. Well, that's the time to talk about winning percentages. That's why I said it. But you know, it depends on what you're talking about. One of the greatest athletes to play this game, LeBron James.
See, I can have that conversation with you. Because you the future Hall of Famer. You done played the game a long time, and we done had a lot of battles. We've been in the game. But when there's people that really don't understand the game, I just leave it at they're all on Goat Island, and none of us is invited. I'm going to leave it at that.
No, and you know what? That's well said. That's well said. And that's what I said, because you're going to always ruffle feathers. If you're a diehard Bron fan, you think it's disrespect when you say otherwise about him, Kobe, and Mike. So that's just, it's going to be an ongoing battle because unless they ever played against each other. Just imagine them playing against each other.
Whew. So for the record, you got MJ, Kobe, and then LeBron?
Yeah.
Can LeBron, in your opinion, with LeBron's maybe 2-3 years left, maybe 4, does he have an opportunity in your mind to possibly jump Kobe?
He has an opportunity. I mean, and it's just gonna be based off of what he gets done. But like I say, he gets to the finals again. I mean, you're just gonna give him more credit. Now 10 times in the final. Like, this is insane. Like, he got to the finals double digit.
Insane.
It's just I just say to people, let's just wait and see. Wait until when it's all said and done, then it's fair to have a real debate.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about MJ and they can't score any more points. That's it. They can't score any more points. So they've already done what they had to do. Let's let
their legacy set already.
It's set. Let's see what LeBron does and how it all plays out and go from there.
See, Jack and I feel the same. We feel Kobe is 2, LeBron is 3, and to me, in my opinion, which don't mean shit, I'm just saying, if LeBron is able to take a 3rd franchise to the finals and win a championship with 3 different teams, that's when I think he possibly jumps Kobe. Yeah, you know what I mean? But to me, it's crazy. And you made a good point. It's not disrespecting Kobe, MJ, Mike. If you like one and you rank them, everyone wants to put one versus the other. Like, only one can be there, only this can be that. And if you like Mike, you hate Kobe. If you love Bron, you hate Mike. And it's not like that. You know, especially for those who played. It's crazy because so many people have an opinion. Everyone has an opinion now. And
especially 99% the ones who don't hoop.
Never played.
Right.
Never played. 99% of the motherfuckers that have an opinion and get paid for their opinion never played. You know what I mean? So when you hear people like Skip Bayless saying Scottie Pippen isn't one of the greatest, man, shut the fuck up with that shit, man. Scottie is one of the cold. You know what I mean? So that kind of stuff really bothers me because, like, you don't know what it's like to go Pitt with it. You know what I mean? You know what Pitt would have did, Skip Bayless. Cut it out.
People listen to that. People listen to that shit too, man.
And they ride for it. Like, come on, man. Like, don't disrespect people like that because, one, you've never been in their shoes. I understand you get paid for it, but have some respect, man. Like, straight up.
Yeah, I'd rather you had that opinion but say, but hey, I've never played the game, so I'm not 100% sure. You know what I'm saying? Then it's like, all right, cool. I value your opinion. That's all. That's my only beef with like people like that who, if you haven't played in an NBA game, one NBA game, you would not understand like what it's like point blank. It's just like you can study it, you can be a junkie, you can watch all the film you want, but you still don't know what it's like, bro. You still don't know what it's like to come off a pick and roll and see a double team and know how to read and react real quick. You don't know that. You don't know what it's like to get 15 points scored on you straight and how you have to bounce back or or missing a couple shots and then hearing people saying, well, you don't know that. You don't know what it's like. Like what these dudes had to go through. They were rock stars. And
you can't praise Magic. You can't praise Magic and not praise Pip after he shut him down in the finals. Like, Magic is one of the best ever. You know what it takes to shut down somebody in the finals? Come on. And Magic at that? Come on, man. You can't.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, how crazy was it to find out that Pip, with all that being said, that he was the 122nd or 121st, 122nd highest.
He was Roberson. He was Roberson.
But think about that. But Roberson is making, I don't want to misquote, but I think he's making somewhere between 9 and 12 million, though. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So Pippen was,
and he couldn't hit a house if he was in the kitchen. He shoots air balls at the free throw line. Who does that?
But it's a different game. It's a different game.
God.
It's a different game, brother.
That's frustrating.
It's a lot of money.
I ain't never shot an air ball free throw in my life, and I've never even close to made what he made. That's crazy.
That's what it is. I mean, that's the change of the era and how much money is out there now to be made, brother. Like just think if they could pull up a number in your career of what the salary cap looked like then and what it looks like now. It's
that's
not
crazy.
even close. So it's so much money available. But let me ask y'all one question real quick. What does LeBron have to do in your opinions, that y'all think MJ's the best? What does he have to do within his time left to become the guy?
Me, I say it is not much. I say win 2 championships in LA.
That's a lot.
1, he passed code. 2, we talking about you can have a conversation with him and MJ. Now you can have that conversation.
Okay, let me add this. Does scoring have anything to do with it, or just winning the championship?
Nah. You know why it's not to me? Because people don't give Antoine Jameson points. He got over 20,000 points. I mean, they don't give him props. He got 20,000.
But I'm saying,
you know what I'm saying?
Now he becomes number 1 in all time in scoring. Does that matter?
Karl Malone got points.
I'm saying, okay, let me say number 2. Let me say number 2. Facts. Let me say okay.
Now, that definitely adds to it, Vince, because you also got to keep in mind, Bron is the only one we're talking about, too, top 10 in assists. So he might be top 5 by the time he's finished playing, number 1 or number 2 in scoring, and then won 2 more titles. That's when, to me, you could start talking about he is the greatest of all time, no matter what his record is. You got to think about it.
But you got to account, too, Matt, how many years more he played than them.
So MJ played 15 years. Number 5 in all-time scoring. So it's Kareem, Karl Malone, LeBron, Kobe, Mike. Bron is somewhere 4,500
from second.
Yeah, 2,800 second, 4,500 if I'm not mistaken, give or take. So that would be probably about 1,200 points a year for the next 4 years to possibly catch Kareem. They said this year in 60 games, he already had, 1,500 points. So 4 more years at LeBron, averaging possibly around 20, 22 points a game to catch Kareem. I don't see that being far-fetched.
I think it all depends on his supporting cast, you know, and you know, in the beginning he was talking about how he was trying to feature AD to be a star and all of these things. So that's not saying he still won't average 22 to 25 points a game, but you know, it depends on how loaded, if you would, his team could be down the line to take some of the workload off of him for what he's been doing over his career. So I mean, it's just a lot of what ifs. So
you made a great point, though. Let's let him finish. There's a chance, to me. Jack made a great point. I think 2 chips puts him definitely in the same conversation as Mike. And then you look at his historical context and his final numbers. There's a chance for LeBron to be the greatest of all time. And people can't get mad at that. You just got to look at it.
Even if he doesn't finish number 1 in scoring, even if he's a couple of thousand away from number 1.
Right. I mean, he would have 3 championships with 3 different organizations, you know, so there's a lot to look at. But moving ahead, I tell people you're one of the greatest fucking purest athletes I've ever seen. You shoot jump shots from half court like they're nothing. You shoot left-handed threes like they're nothing. You could throw a football 60 yards. You golf like there's nothing you can't do. Tell us where all that athleticism came from at an early age.
That's the water. That's the water.
Just being a Florida kid. That's what I was about to say.
Florida water.
Water in Florida.
Just that Florida water, man. You know, I tell you,
anything, bro.
I give mom some props though, because she was one of those kids at first. You know, I just love. Obviously, football was especially growing up. You know, coming from Florida, which was a football state, so I played football, and I was a quarterback and a receiver. But I tell you, more than anything, she was like, "Bro, try it. Don't be afraid to try anything." I played volleyball. You know, I was in the band. You know, ping pong is one of my favorite sports. Like all of these things, I wasn't afraid to try anything and just was curious about it, and you know, just tended to pick things up rather quickly, and just because I was curious about it. So I was lucky.
I like volleyball too, man.
Yeah, volleyball, I did that as a joke with my boys, because we walked by the gym one day going to fool around the gym. Like volleyball, I was like, I bet y'all won't go. I bet y'all go in there and try out. I ended up playing 3 years.
It's fun, bro. It's fun.
Had never played before?
No, never played before.
That's crazy.
And I won Player of the Year my junior year.
That's crazy. I mean, motherfucker, you're jumping and getting your waist above the net, spiking that bitch on everyone's whole entire school. I can only imagine.
Hey, so my senior year, I played like 2 or 3 games because I had to, to slow down with all the stuff I was doing because everything overlapped. I played 2 games. My last game, bro, they threw me a set from out the back row. I hit the ball, and this kid who's in the back row waiting to pass the ball back, I hit him and split his glasses.
Volley.
Yeah.
Damn.
But because I was, like I said, I was getting over the net. So they used to set it up as high as I could just to see if I could just get it up and hit it in front of the front.
Right.
Yeah, and hit it down into the front line. That was the challenge for me, as far as dunking goes. Bro, in high school, I jumped higher, bro.
Believe
in high school,
I
could
remember seeing that shit.
I could touch the top of the backboard in high school.
Man,
that's fucking
fuck outta
insane.
here. That's
That's
crazy.
That's
crazy, dog.
My senior year and my freshman year of college is when I was jumping my highest, when I could touch the top of the backboard in high school.
That's fucking insane.
Yeah.
We couldn't even call. Could you imagine seeing this month? You couldn't call Vince no band nerd. Could you think band? I mean, the historical context of a band is they're kind of like they're a little different. But
Goofy.
you think Vince out here doing the shit during the football season, the band, and then motherfucker touching the top of the backboard during basketball season. Like what the fuck?
Like 2 months later.
People don't know band was fun. Real niggas didn't do band because you had to learn how to read music. That shit hard.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. And I started that in 6th grade. So my stepdad at the time was a band director.
Mm-hmm.
So band was always a part of me, and music's always a part of me. So that's why I have a passion for music. I mean, I got a little setup right here down
Can
here in
you
the
read
basement.
music still?
Yeah.
That's dope.
I can
That's
record
super dope.
all of that.
Nah, this motherfucker do anything, bro. The way I saw, to see Vincent, you don't get to see it.
I'm just saying, Stack, whenever you're ready, I can record you, bro.
I got it. I wasn't going to say nothing, but I got the I got it.
You all got a mixtape coming out.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
But what I was saying is to see Vince in practice, and obviously I didn't catch early Vince in the late 90s, early 2000s, but to see you in practice when we played together, like some of the effortless shit you would do is just like, what the fuck? Just your skill, you're one of the most skilled people to me that's ever touched it. And we both all been blessed to play with a lot of talented people, but I haven't seen just pure skill like you have, man. The shit is crazy
that first step,
to see.
His first step was unreal.
No, I'm excited about this.
I had to learn that, man.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, the game was so physical. It's like you can't just play bully ball all the time. After a while, you got Olajuwon, you got J.O. back there blocking shots, but your first step mattered. I had to learn that. Like sometimes, when dude hits you, like, oh no, let's play this game. And then after a while, it's like, all right, I need to outquick you, because back then you had 2 big men. You had Duncan and Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You had
the Davis boys.
With Rick Smits. You know what I'm saying? You had J.O. and Foster.
Jeff Foster and Scott Pollard. That's what he had.
Scott Pollard and Jeff Foster. You know what I'm saying? You had big men, so you had to learn how to have a first step. And I learned once I kind of got a step on you and you beside me, in my mind, you weren't going to be able to jump with me unless you met me at the rim and you just got lucky.
Some people met you at the rim, but you just went up a little bit higher at the last minute.
So for all the times that I got my dunk block, that helped me because I learned. I always knew I could hang in the air, and that's why, obviously, in practice, you see I used to just fool around and do just stupid stuff hanging up there. That was just my mentality. Okay, sometimes I want to jump higher than you. And it used to be fun for me. That's why I did a lot of one-hand shots. Just because it used to be fun for me to hang up there because you thought you was going to block it. And that used to be fun for me.
And then shoot it. That's that Jordan shit.
Palming the ball helps, though. Palming the ball helps.
Vince got big-ass hands, though.
Yeah.
Vince got big-ass hands, so he can hold the ball, move it, change it to the side, dunk that shit.
Yeah.
So it's...
That's why it was easy to kind of dunk on a lot of the big men, like Mutombo and Zoe. Like when I did the dunk on Zoe, if I didn't have big hands, I wouldn't be able to move it that far out there like that. No.
That shit was sick. Very decorated high school career. State champion, McDonald's All-American, recruited by pretty much, obviously, every school in the country. Who were your final couple choices, and what made you pick North Carolina over everybody else?
I had Duke, Carolina, Florida State, and I had Kansas and Kentucky initially. Then I dropped Kentucky. Then Kansas, I figured if I go to Kansas, I can go to Carolina. Because Roy Williams was there at the time. And it was the same. Plus, he had already signed Paul Pierce. Once he signed Paul Pierce, I was like, bro, Nah. And then Ron Mercer, who was, I was like, nah. So Ron Mercer, who was number one,
he was a killer
in
too.
our class. Yeah,
hey,
okay.
Ron Mercer was a killer in college.
Right. So it was exactly in high school too, bro. Like he was a monster. So he went to Kentucky. So I was like, nah. They already had Antoine Walker and them over there, so it was like that's a done deal. And then once I took my visit to Carolina, I was sold. I knew I had opportunity to start and play. And then Antoine, who was my junior year, he was number one player in the country before KG and Ron Mercer took over. Mind you, I had Steph Marbury, who ended up going to Georgia Tech. Chauncey Billups.
Colorado.
Jelani McCoy.
UCLA. Shout out
You know
UCLA.
what I'm saying? Our McDonald's class is crazy.
They needed you at Kentucky that year because we played Kentucky when I was an old kid in '96, bro.
They won it.
No, we played them in preseason and beat them by 20.
No,
my
95.
high school team.
I need footage, Jack. I don't believe it.
We got it. Matt, that's how I knew. You know, my brain don't work like that. I can't remember that far back. I had to see footage to remember.
Yeah, I need footage. Just like you called me. This motherfucker called me on my football shit. Tell my homeboy sent me some football footage. I'm like, yeah, look at that. I need footage.
Hey, bro. Hey, that was impressive.
What was going to North Carolina like? Obviously, with you being someone that was very similar to Jordan in the way you attacked, the way you dunked, did that play anything into going to North Carolina at all? The tradition of it, obviously?
The tradition, but I'm going to tell you, when I took my visit, I was sold. Like, you walk in that arena and you just look at the history of the banners won and then just of the jerseys up there. Obviously, Jordan, Worthy, Brad Daugherty, Phil Ford. I mean, it's a laundry list of players, but...
Phil...
Yeah, exactly. So when I walked in there the first time, it was just like, so I got there that summer. When I took my visit, we're playing pickup. And who was in there? Just imagine. So let me just say, my freshman year, it could have been Jeff McGinnis at the point. I probably played the 2. Stack would have played the 3. Antoine Jameson would have played the 4. Rashid would have been the 5.
My goodness.
Can you imagine that?
With Shammond Williams, who played pro. Dante Calabria, who played real quick. Plus Ademola Okulaja. And Serge Wicker.
Y'all had Ed Coder too, didn't you?
But he was like the next
year.
He
was younger.
That's
my class.
Yeah,
that's my class.
He was the next year. Like it's
you, Stackhouse, Rashid, Jeff McGinnis,
and Antoine Jameson as a starting group.
That's sick.
Shammond had a winner.
Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? So just walking into pickup, like on my visit, I was like, bruh, this the NBA right here. Every Carolina guy who made it to the NBA was there. MJ, Worthy, you name it. I'm in here playing in high school, playing against these guys. We already knew Stack and She was going pro, and I'm holding my own against them. I was like, bro, this is what I need to be.
That's dope. Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's and then when I get there, it's just like now you in it with some of the best players, and then here comes same thing. You walk in, MJ, give me these 4, walk-ons, dogging everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like Stack making my thing. Like these, it's just that's what it was. So college was fun, man. It was just, I learned a lot, and I didn't put any pressure. I was like, yeah, man, I'm playing here. But we looked at it like Dean Smith, man. It's like, I played for Dean Smith.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, man, I'm here. Like, I'm playing for, this man got a dome named after him, and he was alive. And still coaching.
The legend.
You did? So, exactly. So I played for a legendary coach. So it wasn't the pressure of kind of following the footsteps of MJ. It was always like everybody knew who Dean Smith was, so you got to hold your own for him.
With the current climate of today, and you just saw UCLA's 5-star recruit decommit and is going to the G League, is it safe to say, Vince, you had a blast in college? Like I had a blast at UCLA, a fucking blast. Wouldn't change it for the world. You know, wouldn't change it for the world. Like just like you mentioned, all those people you said. So when we're in LA, my freshman year we're coming in is the '98 lockout. Right. So we got Paul Pierce up there, Kobe, Shaq, Jermaine O'Neal, like you name them. I'm 17, 18 coming into this at UCLA. Like you get a great taste of what that next level, that other side is like, and that shit was incredible. Like a young Ricky Davis. Man, like that shit was a blast. But Barron doing Barry. Yeah, Barry was our teammate then. That shit was incredible. But those summers are what got me and you know, all my college teammates that had success in the pros ready for the pros, because it was those summer games. Like you said, you guys had your Carolina pickups, those UCLA pickups. were legendary. But I get back to the fact that college was such an amazing time for me. You know what I mean? Obviously, the money's different, circumstances are different now, but I wouldn't trade my experience and my friends and what I learned and what I met. I don't know if I could trade that for $500,000.
Hey, watch this. I'm gonna tell y'all something crazy. And I didn't think I was good enough to do it. So my year, obviously, KG came out and went pro out of high school. There was a small rumor that I could possibly go pro out of high school. First of all, I didn't think I was good enough. So I was like, bro, for what? Nah, bro. Like, I didn't think so. It's just funny, the mentality at the time. And then when I got there, I was like, bro, I made the right decision. And even when I came out my junior year, because I did 3 years of college. And, it was the best 3 years. And after my freshman year, I was like, bro, and I wasn't playing much. It was in and out. Things didn't look great. I was just like, I made the right decision. And it was still whispers like, could he? And then after my junior year, we made it to the Final Four back-to-back years. I had 2 great NCAA tournament showings. I played well, averaged like 20, 21. My junior year, then I'm still kind of pump faking, hesitating, like, until I find out I can go top 5. Then I was like, all right, guys, it's been real.
Got to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you had some dope runs. Like you mentioned, back-to-back Final Four appearances, 97, 98. You guys lost to Mike Bibby in Arizona.
Every time I see him and Jason Terry.
Bro,
Yeah.
hold on.
We blew that.
Was supposed to
we
be
blew that
Jack
game.
Hold on.
Jack was supposed to be there.
We had the number 1 recruiting class. I was, and when you talked about pickup, Mike Dickinson, Miles Simon, Jason Terry,
God.
Mike Bibby. So I was there the whole first semester and I didn't pass the test, so I got kicked off. But I was supposed to be in that game, dog.
That shit would have been crazy. Y'all was
what? Bro, I did not know that.
Yeah, add Jack to that Arizona lineup. That would have been sickening.
AJ Bramlett was y'all sitter?
AJ Bramlett, yeah.
Golly. Bro, they were cold. Like, we should have beat them, though. Like, we had them beat in the first half and just fell apart. And that kid by the name of Mike Bibby just acted the fool.
He was unbelievable, bro.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, watching them play against Kentucky in the finals, like, he cold.
Mike is tough.
Yeah, and don't understand, like Jay Terry was coming off the
Killer.
bench balling, bro. Like,
Kill,
He was
high
6 man.
socks. He used to give us the
Yeah.
blues when we was at UCLA. Jason Terry was a
it's
fucking
unbelievable,
killer.
bro. He was a
The
killer.
blues. Mike Dickerson, like they had a
Mike
squad,
Dixon,
bro.
That dude had the quickest first step I ever seen.
Mike Dickinson,
Oh.
yes.
But hey, thank you.
Strong too.
And
Strong
I
as
know people
ox.
gonna listen to this and be like, "Who? Mike who? Look him up."
Man.
Michael
but
Dixon's
he-
first step was unbelievable.
He had back injuries, right? When he got to the league, is that what slowed him down, or was it knee?
I thought then he had like a growing injury as well. Like,
Oh,
I
was
think
it?
it was growing, yeah.
That's what put him down is growing.
Michael
what
Dickinson was
sidelined.
nice.
Yeah.
So then,
Yes, sir.
then the next year, losing to Utah, was that Keith Van Horn?
No,
That
it
Keith
was,
Van Horn or Andre
he had
Miller?
just left. Andre Miller gave us a triple double.
Yeah. Ooh, Andre Miller too. We were talking about him
And
the other
2
day in our
miles
UCLA
per hour.
group shot. Cold.
that's what I'm
Andre
saying, bro.
Miller was cold.
And 2 miles per hour, bro.
Bro. But he
Dre
was-
Miller.
He was built like he was built in the league. Like,
Yeah.
bro, he was just, and he was smart back then. He knew the game.
Yeah.
Like, it's just
Shout out Dre Miller.
Bro,
Shout out Dre
Under
Miller.
control.
And it's crazy. You look at their team, and ain't no disrespect, but you just look at him like, bruh, he ain't got enough.
Huh?
He ain't got enough to
hell
beat
nah.
us.
At Utah on top of it? Hell nah.
Yeah, you ain't got enough.
Him and
They
Rick
beat us.
Majerus, though. Masterminds. Rick
Man.
Majerus.
Ballin'.
Masterminds.
Dre made everybody better, though. He made
did.
everybody better, though.
He did. And he was so smart, man. He knew the game, bro. Like, obviously, who he was in the NBA, he was like that in college as well.
Draft night, 98, 5th pick. Traded for your teammate from the Warriors to the Raptors, Antoine Jameson swap. What was that like?
It's crazy how the whole experience went down. Like, so when he got drafted, prior to it, so I'm working out in the summer, and the Raptors were out there. They were like, hey, you might as well come work out for us because if you're available, we're going to draft you. I'm like, all right, because I ain't know nothing about Canada. I ain't never been outside of, the U.S. for basketball. Well, that's not true. I've been to Germany but I've never been to Canada, so I didn't know what was going on. So I was like, all right, cool. So I go there. I had a terrible experience as far as like my flight was delayed. My room got canceled. My room got canceled when I got there. The next day when they put me in another hotel. My room service was 2 hours late that night. Got there the next day. The ball kid forgot my practice gear. So I'm standing there. He's like, "Oh man!" So that was my thing. Didn't start to 2 hours later, and I was by myself. But they said I had a great workout, so I worked out. Twan never worked out for him, so they said, "Hey, 4th pick, we're gonna get you." Well, draft night comes, and I'm like, okay, cool. Olo Candy goes 1, Bibby goes 2. All right, because I worked out for Vancouver, and they already made it clear. They say, we just want to see you work out, but we either going to get Olo Candy or Bibby. So I knew that. The Clippers didn't even invite me. They're like, we getting it Bibby or Olo Candy. Denver, I had a good workout there, but they took Raef LaFrentz. Exactly. Yeah. So 4 comes out. I was like, oh, Toronto. I was like, oh, I told Miles. I remember I was like, oh, this is it right here. Man, they said Antoine Jameson. I was like, Antoine looked at me, but because he never worked out for him. But we didn't know, obviously, they were working on a deal. Obviously, when it happened that Golden State was trying to keep Twan from going to Dallas. So, obviously, they said they'll take him, and then I get drafted by Golden State. So, I'm like, okay, I'm out west, Golden State, cool, whatever. And as soon as I get up on the stage, I shook David Stern's hand, and he said, hold up, man, it's about to be a trade. I'm like, damn, somebody getting traded already. We already 5 picks in. So as I'm back, this is no lie, bro. As I'm walking up the steps, Twan is at the side of the steps, right before, as soon as you get drafted, you go do your interview. Twan is sitting there, he's trying to say, he whispering something. I'm like, what? Like, it's, bro, first of all, I ain't trying to fall up the steps.
He already knew.
I'm walking up the steps. I ain't trying to fall, so I ain't paying attention to all that he talking. I'm like, what? Okay, hold on. Let me take this picture. He was telling me, bro, we about to get traded for each other.
That's crazy.
So David Stern's like, it's about to be traded. He's like, we got to trade. The Toronto Raptors have traded Vince Carter, Antoine Jameson for Vince Carter, blah, 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 and for money. I'm like, what? He's like, fool, that's what I was trying to tell you. And that's how I got introduced to the business. Just like that.
Crazy.
So it's like
the business, like you said, the business. That draft with us. So Olo Candy was 1, Bibby was 2, LaFrentz was 3, Jameson was 4, you were 5, Tractor Trailer, rest in peace, was 6.
Yep.
Jason Williams,
Jay
7.
Will, yeah.
Shout out Bubs. Larry Hughes, 8. Dirk Nowitzki, 9. Paul Pierce, 10. Paul was pissed, too. He went 10.
Yes, he was.
Paul was pissed.
We forget your boy Rashard Lewis, who was coming out of high school. He dropped big time.
He came out of high school.
Didn't he go second round?
Yeah,
second round, right?
He ended up going, yeah.
Sat in the green room.
He was there. Bro, he was in the room.
That don't mean nothing about that draft because now you go to parks and when people shoot air balls, you hear them say, Olo Candy, like when they do something stupid on the court. So he was the number 1 pick, so don't even worry about that. That doesn't mean nothing. Y'all number 1 pick was terrible.
That was crazy.
Olo Candy.
And what's crazy, leading up to it, like, nobody watched Pacific play.
Yeah.
So you laughing and saying, but you didn't know much about it. Like, okay, he's 6'10", 7 feet, but I ain't never seen Buddy play. So number 1, and Mike Bibby's out there.
Leave it to the old Clippers. Leave it to the old Clippers.
So when you got to Toronto, what was that like? I mean, when being a rookie after the trade, you know what I mean? You said the workout didn't go good, so going there, actually getting ready to play. Were you optimistic about it being better?
So watch how this story happened. My junior year is when I found out T-Mac was my cousin. So he comes out and he goes to the draft and he's coming in to work out and he's looking to play pickup. And he's like, hey, bro, like nobody would let him use his locker. Now, we play AAU ball together. All right, so I knew he was on the younger team. I was on the older team. So we used to watch each other play. Never knew we were cousins.
Crazy.
Okay? We're playing pickup at Carolina all week. I said, hey, bro, you can use my locker, whatever, story stuff. All week, because I knew it from back in the crib. All right? On Thursday, he's like, bro, I ain't going to be here Friday. On Friday, I'm saying I ain't going to be on Friday because I'm going for a family reunion. All right, cool, whatever. I'll see you next week when you get back. Just like that. I wasn't going because I was in school. You know what I'm saying? I was back in school playing pickup. He sits at the table with my grandmother. They get to talking. She's like, oh, so you went to school in North Carolina. She's like, oh, my grandson plays college ball. He's like, oh, for real? Who's your grandson? She's like, Vince Carter. I get a call on my grandmother's phone. What's up, cuz? What's up, cuz? I'm like, man, who the hell is this? This Mac, man. This T-Mac. What's up, cuz? And that's how we found out we were cousins. That's how we found out we were cousins. So now all season he calling me, hey, bro, you need to keep dominating, bro, so you can get drafted high. I want to make sure they going to draft you. I'm going to make sure they draft you. All right, chill. Like this is just new, whatever. Literally, when I got drafted, I go to the back room after I got traded. Phone rings. Who is it? I told you, cuz. I told you. I told him to get you, cuz. Like, and that's how it was. So to answer your question, walking into my first year, I was cool. I got family. I'm playing with family. So he gonna tell me the ropes. He know what it's like to be a rookie. And he know what it be like to be a rookie and struggle. Yeah. So it was easy to walk into. And then obviously we bring Charles Oakley in, and my second day of training camp, he comes in, he puts his arm around you, he said, I got you, I'm gonna teach you to lead. You listen to me. So what do you say to that? Nah, chill, I got it. Nah,
yes, yes, sir.
Yes, sir. That's what it was.
How do you like your coffee?
Carry this bag right here. Carry this bag right here. Oh, okay, cool. I got you. So thinking back to the Last Dance when they showed Scottie Pippen getting beat up.
Yeah.
Bruh, I was like, oh, snap, you've been doing this since 86, 87 or whatever. My nigga. That was me. That same shit. It was just funny.
Big ass hands slapping the shit out of people.
So ever since then, I was like, yo, y'all see what happened to Pimp back then? Bro, that was me, bro. That's what he's been doing forever. It was just cool. But I knew I was in good hands. And to this day, when I see Oak, bro, he still treat me like a rookie. You know, Oak, heavy, old alligator hands, just rough, bro, every time, he beat on you, bro, I'm like, bro, I'm not a rookie no more, but hey, what's good, sir? You good? All right, cool. It's just, he made the game easy for me, man. He taught me, because he played with MJ, so he got to see his preparation. Right. You know, I played with Doug Christie, who played with Magic. I played with D. Brown, who played with Bird. I played with Antonio Davis, who played with Reggie Miller. So I had guys on my team who played with greats. Right, who played with greatness. And they taught me how to handle myself, you know, with all the attention that was coming in. It made the game easy for me.
A lot of people be talking about Oak, but they don't ever see the other side. You know what I'm saying? Like, Oak is one of those guys, they might see all that with Scottie Pippen, but I guarantee you, when he went and bought suits, he probably bought Scottie Pippen suits. When he went shopping, he probably, you know what I'm saying? Oak was that type of dude. He gonna haze you a little bit, but ain't nobody gonna protect you more than him.
Hey, and that's the truth. I remember this, bro. I remember I was trying to dunk. I was playing and trying to dunk the ball on Shaq, and Shaq took me out the air and flatlined me. So I hit the ground back first and looking at the top of the lights. And my eyes closed, right? But who do I hear? I hear Charles Oakley, hey, fuck with you. Like that, right in Shaq's face. Shaq was like, nah, bro, I wasn't trying to hurt him. It was just like, that's what it was. You had nothing to worry about. It's like, he's like, bro, you go play hard. That's why I had no fear. I wasn't worried about, nothing really. You go try to dunk or whatever. It was nothing.
That's dope.
He's like, you do what you got to do.
Hell yeah.
And that helped me.
Shout out Oak, man. That's dope. We got to get Oak on the show because I know he got stories with a lot of young greats.
He waiting on us.
We got to get Oak. When we come back from recess, we got to get Oak. 2000, to me, arguably, you changed the dunk contest forever. Now, we can talk about Mike's dunk from the free throw line and all the dunks in the history, but you came in and did some shit we had never seen. I remember I'm in fucking study hall at UCLA, and the dunk contest is coming on, so somehow I got the fucking lady to bring a TV in study hall, and we watched you in Oracle Arena change the dunk contest forever. How did you, you did dunks we never seen. Did you prep? Right. How did you know what you were going to do? Talk to us about that.
So leading up to it, first of all, it took the Congress to get T-Mac to do it because he didn't want to do it. People don't know that. He put on a hell of a show himself, and he did not want to do it.
Who else was in that dunk contest? That was a good dunk contest.
Okay.
Who was in
Ricky Davis, Steve Francis,
Ricky could fly.
Stackhouse.
Oh.
I'm forgetting. That's all the ones I could think of right now. It was crazy.
On his level.
Oh, and T-Mac.
And T-Mac and him.
So,
that was 6.
Yeah. So it was crazy, but I was just like, bro, we could go out here and put Toronto on the map, and we could show what we could do. Cause we were fooling around with different stuff. I remember in San Antonio at a practice one day, we were just going crazy, throwing the ball all over the gym off one bounce and just doing crazy stuff, just prepping, trying to figure stuff out. So we had an awful trip there. Our car didn't pick us up on time, so we missed our practice leading up to the contest. So we never got to practice. Our practice was the layup line or whatever, the warm-up line right before this contest started. So we never got to practice. And my routine that I was going to do, I saw all these people, man, and sitting around. You see all the stars and everything. And I was like,
all of them were out.
Bro, I was like, this routine is not good enough. So I scrapped all of that in the layup line. I was so hyped. It took me everything not to do my dunk routine in the layup line. I was just so hyped, bro. I've been looking for it.
Want to get out there and just fly.
Just fly. That's it. I'm ready to show everybody what I could do. I've taken for all my high school and middle school. I didn't care about watching Sunday or the All-Star game. I just wanted to tape and watch the dunk contest on Saturday. And I'm like, bro, I'm finally here. I ain't about to blow this, but I'm about to go ham. So when I got out there, I saw all these people, man, and my energy and my adrenaline was on 10,000, bro. So I scrapped it, and so I was just trying to figure out what to do. So that first dunk, the reverse 360, I had tried before.
Shit. My God.
So I tried that dunk and barely made it when I was practicing. So I had scrapped that already. But when I got out there, I saw all these people and I saw Torn there. And I was like, bruh, watch this. He's like, what you about to do? I was like,
you
chill.
Walked into that motherfucker perfect too.
Right.
Man, one dribble just walked into that motherfucker. Wow.
Hey, but I was so hyped. So that's why. So if you notice, remember when I dunked the ball, boom, and it go through, and then I was so hyped. My second bounce, I probably could have did a windmill. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I was just so hyped because I'd never accomplished that dunk like that before. But that was all adrenaline. That was all adrenaline.
That motherfucker off, bro.
Yeah. So I was just like, so in between every dunk, I was just just trying to figure out what next. So I did the one step 180 windmill. What I wanted to show everybody, like, obviously you didn't see many people jumping the other way.
Hell no, I've never seen it.
Right. So I had taught myself how to jump do the reverse 360 and just practice it until I got it. To this day, like if you asked me to do a dunk, I would do a reverse 360 before I do the regular way. Because
that's your go-to.
I can't go the other way anymore. Like I can't. Just makes no sense to me. It's so crazy.
Yeah. You get lost in your old age going the other way.
I get lost, absolutely. Like I can't do it. Like I'll barely make it. So that's why I wanted to show. Just obviously going against the grain. Obviously a full extended windmill. Blah blah blah. Whatever. And I didn't know if I was gonna get that high, but whatever. So with the 180 dunk, I wanted to show that I could take one step out of the baseline, soar to the front of the rim while doing the extended windmill, and boom, throw it through. So I didn't get a 10 from Kenny Smith, which kind of bothered me.
Hater.
So yeah, but he was like, "Oh, you set the bar too high." Well, walking on the court, that's the last thing that's the last thing I said to myself before my first dunk. I said, "Show up or show out."
Got to.
And that used to be our terminology in the band before, obviously in the South, the band is huge. So we going to show up and show out. So I was like, this is my chance to show the world my imagination and what I be thinking about in my head when it comes to dunking.
Now, to talk about that dunk contest and then to think it was 20 years ago, how does that make you feel? That shit was 20 years ago, bro. 20 years ago.
Exactly, and it's and I still get chills. I still get chills, and I'm still like, man, what was I thinking when I did?
I
all
wasn't
this
in the
stuff?
league yet.
Nah, that's crazy. Some of his teammates weren't even born yet, bro. Some of his teammates weren't even born yet. Think about that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that shit is insane.
So it's just funny to kind of hear and see it, and to think of all what transpired, and to think once Kenny gave me that 9, I was like, okay. All right, I got to step this up a little bit, huh? Okay, I got to get a 10. I didn't want the competition to be close. But that's why I wanted T-Mac in there, because I knew he would push me to do it, because he had, like, his dunks were crazy.
Stupid bounce.
And that's what pushed me to the next level. Then seeing what Steve Francis did, like, we forget about what Steve Francis was doing out there.
He killing.
Hey, do y'all remember anything that Ricky Davis did?
Didn't he go between the legs?
And he did the backwards jump. Crazy backwards, but nobody remembers that. But that's what I'm saying. Seeing that, I was like, okay, I got to step it up. So the arm and the rim came like this. I played in Gary Payton game, and I was in the layup line. I was jumping over the rim, and I did it in the warm-ups too, but I was jumping over the rim, and I was just dropping the ball in. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to do that, but I got to add something to it, so I'm going to just try to hang. I had never done that before. But I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know how to bicep and noise. Right, I didn't know how to do it.
Let me dunk my fucking arm real quick.
Right. So the last thing I remember leaving, my coach, Butch Carter, said, "Hey son, don't go out there and break your damn arm and your leg." That's what he said to me. So when I'm standing above the rim before I'm about to dunk, I'm like, bro, please don't fall off this rim. I was buying time, like I didn't know what to do, how to do it. So when I walked it off, bro, I wanted to show. So what I wanted to show you is that how high I could jump. I wanted to show you I could get my arm above the rim, and then the rest is history. I wanted to kind of hang up there, and I didn't even want you to say ooh ah. I want you to be like,
what the fuck?
What?
I still say what the fuck.
Yeah, and I want you to realize what happened when you looked at that Jumbotron.
It was sick.
You know what I'm saying?
It stunned everyone because they had never seen it. It didn't get the initial, because people were like, well, what did he just do?
And that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted.
That shit reminded me of, what was the movie? What's the movie with, The Tropic Thunder. What's the movie called? Semi-Pro. When they first threw the alley-oop, and motherfuckers didn't know how to react.
Absolutely.
Like that was like,
absolutely.
What did he just do? That's what that shit was like.
Yeah, he's like, that's what he's like. That's a foul. Look,
Right.
That's 2 points. That's 2 points.
Yeah. There was that. It was that kind of awe though.
Absolutely.
Like people were like, did he just stick his fucking dunk his arm and hang up there?
Yeah, that's what I want. So if you notice, when I walk away, I have my eyes closed, just making sure it was quiet in the arena, and I just started laughing.
Yeah, because after they see the highlight, they're gonna be like, oh. Damn,
so that was the
shit
two.
Was sick.
That dunk and the between the legs dunks are the two I made up that night.
The
finishing dunk, though. That finishing dunk. The last dunk was the one, though.
When it was over.
Well, so that's the crazy thing about it. Every time I look at that dunk, like I look at the first 4 dunks. Between the legs. So I said it was over because, like, I'm trying dunks for the first time, making it up tonight, and I'm making these on the first try. It's over, bro. It's over. Like that's
right.
it. That's what that came from.
There ain't no limit to my jumping
over
ability.
now. I'm trying to push the envelope a little bit. I saw in between the legs in East Bay magazine a picture for the jump soles. Remember the jump soles?
Yep.
You know why? You know why I was in the East Bay magazine? Because it comes from the East Bay gangster.
Yeah, right. So I saw that picture. Right, I saw that picture. So I was like, I'm gonna try that. But they said you gotta use a teammate. So I was like, all right, T-Mac just gotta bounce the ball.
Off the bounce.
Yeah. And we never practiced this. So he's like, cuz, what you about to do? I said, just bounce the ball, get the hell out the way. So he bounced it. He's like, what? He bounced it the first time. He bounced it too high. Because I didn't know where to bounce it, how high I needed. I said, just bounce it waist height. That seemed logical to me. Waist height, so I can just catch it and then put it between my legs. I said, bounce the ball and walk out the way. And if you look at it, you see him bounce the ball and he looked back like, what is he doing? And that's how I came up with it. Never tried it in my life. So I didn't know if I was going to make it or not. And that's where the point came when I did that. Because I'm like, man. That's what it was. I was like, bro, the gods is on my side. The dunk gods is with me, bro. It's over.
That shit was
sick.
So did Usain Bolt steal that from you?
I'm just saying.
He did it. He did it a lot of years before.
That's all I'm saying. I did it in 2000.
Fuck that. Hey, all right.
You be the
judge. That's his shit now. I don't know. I think Vince did it first.
Yeah, that's cool.
Vince definitely did it first.
Hey, so talk about teaming up with KG, Ray Allen, Peyton, Jason Kidd, and gold medal team.
It was a dream come true for me, man. It was talked about, obviously, you're talking about 92 and the Dream Team, and then you had Dream Team 2. Then comes us in 2000. And the funny thing about it, guys, I wasn't on the initial team. I didn't make it. So Shaq was supposed to be on that team. Grant Hill was supposed to be on that team. And I'm missing another name because I think Grant was hurt, or Shaq. I know Shaq was hurt as well. Tim Duncan was supposed to be on the team. And then Tom Gugliotta got hurt. So Ray Allen actually made the team over me. And we played each other that night in Toronto.
What kind of work you give?
47. But it had nothing. Listen.
You see, I didn't say nothing, man. I kept quiet.
Hey, he said 47, but that's not what I'm talking about.
Quiet.
It was one of those things I wanted to show, more so it had nothing to do with him. I wanted to show the Olympic folks that, I'm worthy.
They made the wrong choice, right?
That to be on that squad. I hit like my first 8 shots. I was 8 for 8 from the beginning. I was just in another zone, bro. I was in another zone. And then weeks later, Tom Gugliotta gets hurt. I get that call. Would I like to be? Hell yeah. So I missed the original team, the original photo. I was photoshopped in.
Wow.
So when you see that picture, like me on there, I had to take a picture and then to get photoshopped in.
They didn't photoshop that medal though.
Right. So from there, I was like, bro, I gotta go. I had to go earn my way, but it was all worth it, man. It was fun. It was great. I was going through some ups and downs in my life, really. That's why I had the fro and all that. Me and GP rocking the fro out there. Something different.
Hey, that was my favorite outside. I mean, the dunk, the gold medal. My favorite part was seeing Vince with the fro.
You jumped higher. You jumped higher when you had the fro.
Everything. Bro, I was angry. Ain't no lie. I was angry for a lot of reasons, man. Because that was during the time that Mac had left. The media was trying to put us against each other. which wasn't the case. So, you know, I was just like, let me just go out here and ball, and I got that chance. Just think, the dunk contest happened at the end
February.
of the season, and then and then comes the Olympics.
Summertime.
Which at that time, the Olympics flowed right into the season. So the season started right after that, and I ended up getting hurt, you know, because we didn't really get that much time off. It's not like it is now. But so being in the Olympics, bro, it's just like, I'm here, man. Let me just go out and have fun. And obviously playing with like J Kidd and Tim Hardaway and GP, who were point guards, he was like, bro, young fella, you know, I'm one of the younger guys out there, me and Sharif.
Go get it.
I feel right here.
He's like, young fella, you know, GP. They can't jump with you, young fella. So anytime you halfway open, I'm throwing it. All right. The rest was history, just making history, just doing some crazy stuff, and then the dunk happened.
Making real history.
My favorite moment.
Frederick Wise. When you jumped over a 7-footer, what were you thinking?
Real 7-footer.
You can't practice that shit. You can't dream of it.
You know, we're not going to...
Adrenaline.
Yes. I don't want to shortchange it. He was 7'2", but, you know...
Talk that shit then,
Hey, wait, no. Hear me out.
Talk your shit, man. Talk your shit. Fuck that. Talk your shit.
But when he turned his head, it put him 7 feet. So he was legit 7 feet. So it happened. You know, when you playing in the All-Star game, sometimes like shots are few and far between. It just all depends unless you're rolling. But it was one of those things. He threw the ball behind his back. I get the steal while everybody's running transition. I see the rim. I don't see him. I see the rim. So I said 1, 2, took a dribble, and I just jumped. I didn't pay attention to where I was jumping from. So, you know, the paint is different than the NBA.
It's a different shape,
it's wider. So, in my mind, so when I jump, I see him, and all I remember, God's my witness, all I remember is touching his shoulder with my left arm. I'm focused on the rim because I thought I jumped too far. So in my mind, I'm thinking, I'm about to get hung and make a Sprite commercial, bro. Like, I jumped too far. But I was just trying to get up before the defense get back. You got to pass it, set it up, blah, blah, blah. So I just attacked the rim. So when I jumped, I hit him. I didn't even think about hitting him more. I thought he moved out of the way or he tried to take a charge and fell down. Because I remember the initial bump, and that's it. I'm focused on the rim. So if you go back and look at it, I stretch out because I'm reaching for the rim because I thought I was too far. But I end up dunking the ball with my wrist because I actually had enough, you know, flight time.
You was high.
If you would. You know what I'm saying? I had some air miles, so I had enough. So when I hit the rim, my celebration when I almost punched KG, I was celebrating that. I wasn't celebrating that I jumped over him because I didn't know.
That's crazy.
That was my favorite. That was my favorite part of the dunk, seeing you and KG. That was hard.
That's what I'm
saying. Because KG went nuts.
Right. We were celebrating two totally different things.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy. I was like, yeah, I made it. He was like, yeah, motherfucker. I'm like, yeah. But, bro, I didn't know I jumped over, buddy. Until after the game.
Crazy. Could you imagine?
I didn't know until after the game.
Not knowing you jumped over a 7-footer? 7'2", excuse me.
I mean, whatever. I didn't know. So the rest of the game, nobody said a word. So I asked Steve Smith, I said, Smitty, how come you ain't saying nothing? Like, nobody said nothing the rest of the game. He said, brother, we still didn't believe you just jumped over a person. Oh, I mean, all right, that's fair. So after the game, Gary Payton homeboy showed me on the camcorder.
Damn.
That's when the little camcorders just came out, the little small.
The handheld joint.
Yeah, they just came out that summer. And that's how I saw it. I watched it 7 times like, wait, what?
That shit is sick.
Yeah.
Epic.
Hey, I tried to jump over a dude 6'5" later on in the season, like in the middle of the season, couldn't do it.
Almost died.
Wow.
Almost died. Almost killed both of us. Dead serious.
Was your shoe, if I'm not mistaken, you introduced the Nike Shocks, right? Was that new to you?
Here's a funny story to that. I could not wear Nike shoes and it be shown. So I could wear them in practice, but when the media came in for interviews during the practices, I had to take my shoes off. When I wore the games, all my Nike shoes were cut out. All the Nike symbols were cut out. So I was playing in the Olympics up until the gold medal game with holes in my shoe.
That's crazy.
So the gold medal game is when I first was able to show the Nike Shocks. And that's when the first time I was officially a Nike athlete.
But you brought the shock. Was the shock technology? I'm talking about the technology. Were you the first one to get that on your shoes, right?
Yeah. So they had it done. They just didn't have anybody to kind of go with the whole Boeing type thing. And
right.
Then, you know, it was like perfect timing.
You were definitely a Boeing ass motherfucker, boy. That shit made a lot of sense.
Yeah, he's the Boeing mascot.
Yeah, it made sense. So I was like, when I saw the technology, I was like, bro, this is a no-brainer. I'm in.
Mm-hmm. So you touched on it a little bit. Like you said, a lot of frustration, things leading up to the Olympics. After that, now when the dust is settled, your cousin is gone. You guys, after only 2 years, what do you feel like if you guys could have got on the same page at the same time, you guys could have accomplished as one of the young up-and-coming wing duos in the league?
We've talked about it, man. We talked about it later on. I was gonna say after our career, but when he was done, I mean, and just talking about like, man, what if, man? It could have been. We were building something, and we played the Knicks, and we got swept that year, and then that's when he left the next year, and then we ended up winning. But you see what T-Mac became, man, and for me, leading up into it, and he just wanted his opportunity to be, if you would, Batman. And to me, I was like, bruh, we both Batman. Like, we could do this together. And it was just a time where he wanted to be, when you draw up something in the huddle, you want it for him. And then if you got to defer, you got to defer. So I understood it. Like, and it was no hard time. I hated to see him go, but everybody made it something different. And, and he became a monster. Like for real. Like, and I felt like he was a monster already. So I was just like, me doing what I'm doing, him doing what he's doing, bro. Like, and then when you're winning, you see potential like that. Free agents want to come play, and I felt like good things could have happened, man. It's just like what if, and we both said, bro, we possibly could have had a ring or two, just because of it.
You guys had some good solid teams. If you would have kept him, definitely.
Yeah, man.
You touched on it earlier. We got a chance just recently to speak to John Wall and Bradley Beal and how the media is trying to draw a wedge between them in this crazy Instagram climate where, social media kind of rules. This was pre-social media, obviously, but they tried to do the same thing with you guys. Like I said, they tried to flip the narrative, tried to make it seem like you guys didn't like each other. What was your guys' relationship during that time?
We were tight, man. Like, we were still communicating. It was funny for a brief moment. Like, when it came out, because it came out, like, they'll do an interview and they'll take pieces of it and it's edited to where it comes out negative. So we didn't talk for a couple of months. And then after a while, I was like, I can't imagine him saying what I'm reading or what y'all claiming he said. So we talked. And it was like, bruh, I didn't even say that. He was like, cuz, I didn't say that either. Like,
that's insane.
And then it was like, now we look like y'all foolish. So they didn't know behind the scenes, we already talked. So now, as these stories go on, we talking. So when you hear the bullshit, you like, nah, bro. Nah, he ain't say that.
Right.
You know why? Because I just talked to him. Right. So that kind of killed that.
Right.
But every time we played against each other, bro, he was trying to dog me. I was trying to dog him because it was just made good competition. And that's what we did it when we were playing pickup. Like, especially when you're playing against your family in professional sports. Like, we cool, but like this is for good bragging rights. And I remember the one game we played in Orlando, and I couldn't play that game. And he threw the ball off the backboard and dumped that thing and looked at me, bro. Y'all remember that? And everybody was like, oh, he showed Vince up on the court. That was JYD who had the headband on, number 13, fools. I've been wanting to say that. I've been wanting to say that for a long time, bro. That wasn't even me, bro. I wasn't even on the court.
That wasn't me.
Damn,
He said that wasn't me.
But he threw it off the backboard and dunked that thing, and he looked at me. I was like, I hate you, bro.
He's the lean on them motherfuckers too.
So that's what I'm saying. So I want to give him his credit because, when I threw the ball off the backboard in the All-Star game, I want to say that was Denver. It was like, but T-Mac was one of the first to do that, man. One of the first to do it in the league that people, don't really give him credit for.
And he used to catch and lean on that motherfucker
man.
too, just look down on it, nasty.
Yeah.
So you're making constant, progress every year. You're getting better. You're elevating your game. 2001 season, the year after you left, you're averaging nearly 28 points a game. The Raptors win 47 games, 5th seed. You knock the Knicks out in the first round, and then have a knockdown drag out. Right, finally, you have a knockdown drag out battle with AI in the second round. Talk to us about that second round series.
To this day, that was one of the greatest, the best battles I ever been in, high school, otherwise. I mean, I don't care. You play your rivals or whatever. Outside of the Duke-Carolina rivalry, bro, that was one of the most epic battles I've been in. We know what AI can do. Y'all know what AI can do because y'all been around, y'all played against him. It doesn't do him any justice of us or anyone who's played against him talking about it, because when you played against him, like, he was a real one. It was just back and forth. And I want to say we won game one and I had a good game, and that man responded with like 50-something. Like, okay, this what we doing. Yeah. This what we doing. So and it just he just took that game to the next level, man. He took the series to the next level, and I responded obviously with 50.
Right.
And
You
we
guys
were
both
averaging
scored
something.
50, yeah.
Yeah, we scored. He scored. I think I scored.
Yeah.
I scored 46
After.
once. Then he responded with a 50. So it was just crazy back and forth. Like that's what it goes back to what we talked about earlier about I want to do for my team, man. Let me go out there like I love the center stage. I love the big games and stuff. And it's unfortunately I didn't get a chance to really play on the big stage like somebody else both of y'all. But that's what it was about, man. It was just playing against the best and showcasing what you can do. And where I felt like that was the best basketball I'd ever played because I was just in a groove and it was tough getting beat on Mutombo, trying to get past Mutombo, you know what I'm saying? When you beat your guy or whatever.
You caught him too, though.
It was crazy, bro. It was just crazy.
You averaged 30 in that series.
I think about the All-Star game that year where it was AI, T-Mac, Marbury, and somebody else, and Vince, and there was 4 guards at the 5 that year in DC.
When we came back,
and won. Yeah, it was you, Tracy, AI, Steph, and then you had another guard. It was small ball.
I was playing the 4.
Bro.
Yeah.
I played in the rookie game that year, but that was my favorite All-Star game because y'all played small ball against a big Western Conference and came back and won that game.
They had like KG. They had Chris
Duncan.
Webber, Tim Duncan. Yeah. I remember that.
They was big.
I got the game-winning block.
You got the game-winning block. Y'all played good. But you talking about you and Iverson going at it. Y'all was able to play together, and what y'all was able to do together, that was good to see.
That was dope. That series, like I said, in that second round series, you averaged over 30. He averaged over 30. You guys both dropped 50. Game 7 comes down to Game 7, and you do something that probably made every parent in America smile. You made a promise to your mom that you were going to get your degree. Graduation happened to be that morning. You fly to North Carolina, get your degree, come back, and you get the last shot of the... And I feel like all that, it would have never been a big deal at all. You would have gone down as a hero that hit a game-winning shot and got your degree in the same day. But you barely missed that last jumper. And then all the scrutiny comes. Talk to us about that.
So it was disappointing because I go through... leading up to it, I knew I had a decision to make. It was like, okay, if it drags on... I knew May 20th was coming. That's the day it all took place. And my mom was like, what you gonna do? I was like, I'm gonna do both. I'm gonna fulfill my requirements for both. And I made sure, because I graduated at 9 o'clock that morning. The game wasn't till 7 p.m. and our walkthrough wasn't until 12. So I was back in time. I made it. But I asked every player on that team, if they had a problem with it. Man to man, face to face. Say what you got to say. Speak your piece. I'm going. I did practice. After practice, I'm flying out there. I'll already be there. The next morning, I'm walking across that stage to get my degree, which means, which is important to my family, because I come from a family of educators. Everybody in my family are school teachers. Everyone. You know what I'm saying? So do you have a problem with it? I went to every man and everyone in the organization. Nah, that's what's up. As long as you back in time, bet. As soon as I get there, a couple of players on the team had something to say in the media. So it was disappointing. It kind of pissed me off a little bit. I was like, I'm a young guy. Y'all speak up. Like I came to you man to man. It's like I ain't just leave it to you. Whatever. Say it now. That's what I wanted. And I was prepared for some guys who have a problem with it. And nobody had a problem with it. But nevertheless, I got past that, graduated, made it back, and you start hearing all, the reporters and all of these experts are talking about jet lag, and it's no way that he can play in the game and play well with that. So at first, you start buying into that. So the first couple of minutes down the court, my legs felt heavy, and I missed my first shot. I was like, oh shit, maybe they right, maybe they right. And but I snapped out of it and played well. I mean, I played.
Yeah, you had a solid game, very solid game.
And got down to that last shot. So I remember going into the huddle. I said, Lenny, nah, let me give it here. Let me get it. So originally the play was a zipper, basically up to the top of the floor, so it's wide open, so I can go left to right, do what I had to do. Tyrone Hill, we all know the great Tyrone Hill and how his history. But anyway, he denies the ball, so I get the ball in the corner and took that one pump fake, the swing through to the perfect shot, to the shot. I shot it. I'm a fadeaway shooter. If y'all know me, y'all know I can't shoot an on-balance shot. That just doesn't work. That's just not what I do. And it felt like a perfect shot. So halfway through, in the air, I'm like, oh, this good. So for all the people talk shit and got something to say,
about to hit this
when this go in, I'm thinking about what I'm gonna do. I'm either gonna run in the stands and be like, or I'm gonna jump on the stand. You remember like D Wade did
scorer's
jump on
table,
top
like
of the
D-Wade.
scorer's table, be like, yeah, what? I did
Right.
both. So
Yeah.
halfway, I'm like, oh, here we go. Second half of that shot, you play the game, you know when your shot long or short or good.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this is long. So I'm hoping for a hit the back rim, bounce up, and bounce in. Hits the back of the rim, bounces up, bounce it off, and all I could do is just hold my head up high and kind of just laugh at it like, man, when I made the decision, I was prepared for either way, make or miss. And I was ready. Like right after they looked at me like, you want to wait for you do your media? Nah, let's go. Like, bro, I made my decision. I'm going to stand by it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to stand by it. Like, and it's a shot that, it bothered me. I ain't going to lie to you. It bothered me, but I was willing to take whatever scrutiny they had for me. And when we got back to Toronto that night, I went straight to the gym, and I knocked that shot down 10, 15 times just to make sure, you know what I'm saying, for
It's a
reassurance for
shot
me.
you made before, you made after, you
Facts.
made plenty of times. You just happened to miss that. But the fact that you did something earlier in the morning,
Yeah.
they want to point it. Okay, well he wasn't this, he wasn't that. But to me,
Looking
you
for
hit that
something.
shot.
Yeah.
And exactly. That's what they always do. It's what they got to do. You know what I mean? But to me, you hit that shot, you move on. It's goddamn
Right.
amazing. Vince Carter went and graduated, then he came back and hit the game-winning shot against
And
AI.
that's the narrative right there.
A whole nother narrative. You know what I mean? A whole nother narrative. Would things not have got sour in Toronto after that? I'm not saying that led to your exit, because I'm hoping you tell us what led to your exit. But I'm saying the whole scenario changes now. You know what I mean? You're still a superhero out there. You know what I mean? But talk to
it's
us
so
about
crazy. It all happened like that, and it's just like, bro, it was one shot. So if I make that shot, Sixers go on to play Big Dog and Ray against Milwaukee in the conference
Eastern Finals.
They go on to play the Lakers. We felt whoever came out of that series against the Sixers could possibly play in the finals. So I'm watching the finals like, bruh, like,
damn,
man,
this should have been us.
Just one freak. Yeah, exactly. One shot away from a great opportunity. You just don't know. Obviously, we could go up there and lay an egg against Milwaukee, but it's just like, at that time, we just felt like that was our moment. So, you go through the seasons and a couple of injuries and you get to the point now where they're bringing Chris Bosh in and things start to change and they kind of want to move to Chris being the franchise player. So I was like, that's cool. It is what it is. It's a business. I get it. That's one thing about me, bro. Like, and everybody, everybody different. They were looking for me to act the fool in the locker rooms and do whatever. That wasn't my thing, bro. I'm like, bro, I'm hooping. This is what I love to do. Just let me hoop. I don't care about all that other stuff. All that pouting and being in the locker room and acting a fool and acting that wasn't my thing. And that's what they wasn't gonna get out of me. So and my whole thing was like, you don't want to move into Chris Bosh and being the guy, that's fine. I say, if y'all don't want me here, just move me. And it just became an ugly situation. And so when it actually happened, we were playing the Pacers that night in Indiana. And prior to that, the GM, may he rest in peace, he told my agent that nobody called, there was no interest, nobody was really interested. Okay, cool, take my nap and wake up to 72 calls and texts. I mean, I'm talking about booming. Like literally, it went from nobody was interested to 2 hours later, I just got traded to the Nets. So I'm just like, bro, what's good? Like, okay, cool. What do I do? I ain't never been in that. Like, I wasn't even thinking about no moving. I just thought, like, if y'all don't need me, if y'all don't want me anymore, like, I ain't trying to be no problem. Just get rid of the problem if I'm the problem. Well, they got rid of the problem, but it made it look like I was a problem. Like, basically, they just made it look like, I didn't want to be there. I didn't want to play. It got to the point where I was starting games, me and Jalen. The next thing you know, I come right out the game. And if you're a real player, you can't get no rhythm if you're playing a couple of minutes and then sitting right down. That's just how the game goes, especially if you're used to playing big minutes.
That's especially for you. Like, motherfucker, you
right,
are
that's what I'm trying to say.
team.
Right,
Yeah.
so it was just weird and it was just like, how do you react to that? And then you come back in out of rhythm. So it just looked bad. And it was at the point, I don't win the battle in the media. What do I go to the media and say? Say what? When you got them saying, I don't win that. So I just had to be patient and take my lumps. So, bro, I took lumps for 9 years, 10 years. And I was like, one of these days, next thing you know, it's just other people just started to understand and catch wind of how it all took place. And let me say this real quick. It was no hard feelings, bro. It's like, it's a business. I was introduced to the business the first night of my career. So I knew what it was. You know what I'm saying? So I know it's a business. I love this game. And, that's one thing they don't tell you. You get drafted in the NBA. It's like, oh, I made it. I made it to the game of basketball. Man, it's more than the game of basketball. You just made it to the business of basketball. Mm-hmm. So it was a business, and I was hurt. So I had a bad Achilles from my shoes or whatever, but we'll just leave it at that. And, that I was wearing. And so I was down. So when I got back and was able to play as a New Jersey Net, I had something to prove, bro. Because it was like, oh, he don't love the game. Like, you telling me I don't love the game after what you've seen me do for 5-6 years? Like, that was tough. Like, when you tell me that I don't love the game, that's one thing that I can't handle. And especially if you look now, 20 years later or whatever, 15 years later, that's the one thing I love to do at this age. I love the game. Basketball is life. That's what we do. That's why we talk about this thing to this day, because we love it.
Right.
And that was questioned, and I couldn't handle that, bro. So it all worked out and got that opportunity in New Jersey. Now I'm playing with Jay Kidd. So they're like, oh, how come he didn't do that? How come you wasn't doing that with the Toronto Raptors? Bro, I also didn't have Jason Kidd throwing me into open shots.
God damn it. Right. One of the greatest point guards ever.
Let's be real about it. Like, come on, like, let's look at it, call a spade a spade. Like, Jason Kidd is my point guard, bro. You turn and run on the break, you look up, the ball already there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Come on, man. Like, that's all. Now, as a scorer, all I got to do is just score? I ain't got to beat my man all the time? Oh, man, come on, man. Let's be real.
What was it like playing with Jay Kidd? Because I think he's someone that gets lost in the mix, too, but he's one of the greatest point guards we've ever seen.
Ever seen, man. I've been fortunate enough to play with a couple of them, and I'll talk about that later on. But, playing with Jay Kidd the first day, I obviously playing against him in All-Star games or whatever, and we played in the Olympics. But the first day, he said, hey, man, don't get mad at me because our first game, I'm throwing you a lob, and I'm just going to see how high you can go. That's the first thing he said. That's the first thing he said to me. So the first game, he throws me a lob that basically was at the top of the backboard where he was like, all right, bro. But me, being me, I'm going to try.
You went and got that bitch.
I got my hand on it. So I missed the first one and it went out of bounds. He's like, oh, okay. So you just willing to try anything. Yeah, whatever. Like, so it just made
it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, bro, and then what made it more fun is that so you run the court. So if you run in the court, J. Kidd gonna throw me the lob. Everybody gonna shift that way. But guess what? There was that other high jumping dude on the other side by the name of RJ.
Richard Jefferson.
You know what I'm saying? So the game just got easier because now you got another athlete, another dunker. The game is open. It's just a different squad. I'm not playing with the squad that I played with. So it's a different team. So it was fun, man. And it just gave me new life. And I just wanted to go out there and show that I still belonged. I still, deserve to be and can be one of the best players out there. So we were pretty much out of the playoffs. And we ended up getting the AC that year and ended up playing the Miami Heat.
Mm-hmm. So that's when Wade and Shaq first teamed up 05. They swept you guys in the first round.
Did they?
2006, you go up against Indiana in the first round, 6 games, and you guys knock Jack's team out. What do you guys remember about that series?
Man, knockdown, drag out. Like I said, it was the East back then, so it was still the old East, physical. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all had, AJ, point guard, big point guard. They had a bunch of defenders, and it was just like what we know, like watching The Last Dance, that's what it was. Like, it was in your face. Mm-hmm. I don't care about you. You don't care about me. We gonna play hard. I respected him, but I knew if I didn't hit Jack first, he gonna hit me. We trying to get to the next round, and that's what it was all about. So
I think we had a young Danny Granger too around that time.
Danny Granger, yep, he sure did.
Yeah. So
I was seeing like different guys. Like if I was trying my best to get one guy in foul trouble, guess what?
No motherfuckers coming.
So it was crazy. Hey, Jack, I bet do you remember how we won the series? The last game? I want to say it was I think it was game 6. We beat them in 6, right? So I want to say I won the game winner on the left-hand dunk on J.O.
I don't know if that was the game winner, but I remember that dunk. I remember that.
That was one of the first times of me dunking left-handed. I don't really dunk left-handed that much.
Was that for the game winner too?
Yeah, that was the game winner.
No shit.
Yeah, so that was my first. Like, that was one of the first times. And so, I have a lot of respect for shot blockers, and I had a dunk list, and I was trying to dunk on whatever. So to be able to dunk on somebody like J.O., and I know J.O.
Because he jumping at everything. He trying to block everything.
Everything. And he's strong with it, too. So, to be able to pull that off on that level, it was cool.
So then you guys, after you guys beat Indiana, you guys run into the Heat again on their way to their title. Talk to us a little bit about what that young D Wade was a fucking monster in them playoffs.
He was a monster, bro.
And then Shaq called him down.
Before you start on D-Wade, please let people know how cold this motherfucker was, because now we watching this Last Dance shit, and people are trying to say that LeBron never played with a Pippen. Well, D-Wade was a Finals MVP before LeBron got there. So talk about D-Wade, bro, please.
A monster. He was a monster. And he had Shaq who was killing, who was dominating. But, bro, like, we couldn't. Okay, so we played game one, and we won game one. Y'all don't understand. We beat them game one. And we made an adjustment to where we put Cliff Robinson on Shaq.
That wasn't an adjustment then.
Well, yeah, it was, because Jason Collins was kind of getting used and abused.
Oh, yeah, Cliff a dog. Yeah.
They put
Shaq,
Uncle Cliff
right,
Cliff
so
on him.
Shaq respected him to where he wasn't really going through him and, the elbows that Shaq liked to throw when he go into the basket. And it was working for us, and we spread the court, and Cliffy was shooting the three. So we win game one. We was like, okay, we got him back. We ain't gonna get swept. We got these boys back finally. Well, leading into game two, my boy, Uncle Cliffy, got suspended for being dirty. You know what I'm saying?
That's my boy. That's my guy. That's my vet.
Uncle
That's my
Cliff,
vet.
man. During the playoffs, that's fucking crazy, man.
They knocked on. They came to his house the night before, and and he got suspended, and then they proceeded to 4-0 us, and we losing 5. And
I didn't even know
D.
that.
Wade,
that's crazy.
Man. Yeah, so man, that boy D Wade was just next level. Hitting shots, and at the time, you didn't consider him a great shooter, so you playing him for the drive. But then he started hitting shots and doing everything.
That bitch down.
In a Wade Shaq pick and roll, once he got back to that left hand, man,
it's over.
Yeah, it's over.
Wade's change of direction was unbelievable.
Unbelievable, bro.
Well, because remember, you always wanted to force him. You always wanted to force him to the screen, but just like Ginobili, he would get back to that baseline, and he would so euro you, dunk on you, post. It was killer.
He was so good at it, man. And he knew how to use his body. So once he got by Shaq, he crossed him back over while you still trying to get over Shaq.
Yeah.
And you behind. And ain't nothing you can do about that, bro. You know what I'm saying? I can talk basketball like this to y'all because you know what I'm talking about. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was impossible. And once he got that step, like you said, he was either dunking, Euro drawing a foul, or doing all the above. So
problem. So you've been known for putting people on posters, obviously with the dunk in the Olympics. The Alonzo Mourning dunk in 2005. Just walk us through that sequence, because that could be one of the sickest chest-to-chest face dunk on your motherfucking asses we've ever seen.
So 2005, we're playing at Miami, and the first quarter, the game starts, and I go baseline, boom, dunk on Zoe. All right, cool, whatever. When you dunk on Zoe, you better be happy, because Zoe coming back, he gonna try to block you. That's just what it is.
Yep.
2 plays later, RJ, boom, dunk on him. So we both dunked on him in the first half. That's it. We get to halftime. I'm sitting in the locker room. I said, hey, RJ, literally, I said this. This is my words. I said, RJ, we ain't going to be able to dunk on Zoe again, because he going to knock us out the air. He ain't going for that. So I said, what you going to have to do, you're going to have to take the hit, bounce off of him, and then hopefully you can dunk it. Yeah. God's honest truth. So second half comes, the ball goes out. RJ tries to make a layup, gets bumped out. I get the ball, go behind the back on my boy Jay Will on Bubs. And I take 2 dribbles. So I took the first dribble, and I see the basket, and I see Zoe. So he's sitting there like, yeah, okay, I'm about to block it. But, Jason Collins was so smart, bro. So, he was holding Zoe's arm so he couldn't go. And as I took my second dribble, he let him go. So as soon as he let him go, Zoe was already too late. So once I got in the air, bro, he jumps at me. So I'm up, he's jumping at me. I already have the momentum because I got up first. When he hit me, he bumps me up higher.
Ooh,
so, bro, so when I hit him and I'm leaning to the side, I'm like, oh, shit, the rim is right there. So I'm like, bro, don't miss this. This is an opportunity. So I just caught it, and I just remember I was so high, I just threw it through.
Damn.
I remember running down the court, like Zoe fell back. And I just look at our bitch like, and I ran down the court. And then D Wade was beside me. He's like, that ain't right, bro. I remember him saying that, bro. And I laughed, but I tried to play it like I was tough. Like, You know, I was like, I'm in mean mugging, but he said that, but that might have been the funniest thing ever. Like, his teammate got bumped on. He's like, that ain't right.
Is there
That's
any
one of them
truth
dunks when it happened. Everybody running around the house. Everybody's running around the house.
Sick.
Like, oh my
Sick.
God!
Like, what the
game
fuck
over.
just happened?
Man,
it was crazy.
Hey, was there any truth that you guys didn't talk for like 6 or 7 years after that? You and Zoe?
Yes, man. It was like 5 years. And see, here's the crazy thing. I saw his response somewhere. He's like, it wasn't true. I ain't got no reason to lie about it, but like, it was a basketball play. You know what I'm saying? It's not like we set him up, like trying to jump him. It was just like he tried to block it. It happened, okay? But I think the backstory to it is a commercial they were trying to do a commercial with that. Nike tried to use a commercial and asked for his permission. He didn't want it to be done. So they ran the commercial up until the point to where we bumped, and before I dunked it, and they cut it off.
Damn.
So they used that much of it, and I guess he felt like I had something to do with it. I ain't got nothing to do with that.
man, that ain't the first time you've been dunked on. You've been dunked on by everybody,
yeah,
bro.
and I had dunked on him my rookie year, and I flexed on him. Like, he's like, young fella, calm down. That's how young fellas get hurt. I was like, my bad, bro. I done dunked on you, though. You know what I'm saying? I ain't stopping. You know what I'm saying? It was one of them type of things. So leading up to it was like 5 years. So All-Star game in Orlando. Right. All-Star game in Orlando is I hosted a dinner for Obama at my house. And guests are coming in. It was only 70 people. Doorbell ring, door open. You know, somebody opened the door, and I'm sitting at the front, like, greeting people, and I see Zoe. I was like, okay, so how we gonna play this one? Because he ain't talked to me in all these years. Like, you gonna walk up in my house, walk by me and say, what's up, keep going or not? Like, so I don't know. So I'm just waiting to see how it played out. Because, you know, it's like, all right, clearly you don't want to talk for whatever reason, so it's all good. Because, all right, prior to, we sat in a restaurant in Miami at Prime 112 and see each other, and he didn't speak. Maybe he didn't see me or not. We were facing each other, but maybe he didn't see me, whatever. So I didn't know how this was going to play out. So that's why I was like, and for 5 years. And finally, when he walked in, we spoke, hugged, and it was all good. Like, we talked, it was like nothing ever happened. And I was like, cool, whatever. It is a basketball play, so it is what it is. And I didn't want him, and he probably never, I've never actually said that, but I personally think that's what led to him being frustrated or not talking to me, because maybe he felt like I had something to do with that commercial, and I didn't.
And?
Yeah, right. Right.
The world has seen it already. The world has seen it already, bro.
And
if it's
that was my point.
You're going to see it again.
And that was my point. So, like, that's what I was like, bro. It was a basketball play. Like, if you block it, that's your highlight. Now we see it on SportsCenter. Like, he floored me, because if he blocked that, I'm hitting the floor.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is.
He gonna get mad again, because I'm gonna make sure they edit this, so we get that on the edits that we put that on Instagram.
Asshole.
It was a cool dunk, bro. Like I tell you, like I ain't never, like, when you feel like you floating, and then people's like, oh, you always floating. Nah, bro, that's next level floating, because I started going higher when I wasn't prepared to go higher.
But that's a scary feeling. I have never jumped as high as you, but I've dunked and got hit on the way up and got higher. And that's scary for that one split second, because you're not expecting to be that fucking high and knowing where the rim is at. So I've only done it a handful of times in my life, right? You've done it all the time, but for motherfuckers that don't fly like you, when you go up and someone hits you and propels you just a little bit higher, that's a scary feeling.
It only happened to me once or twice, but I used to like it, because now I know what it feels like to be that high.
Right, to be up there.
I couldn't do it on my own. It wasn't going to happen on my own.
Hell yeah. That's what I'm saying. It happened to me a couple of times, and that shit is scary. But so we've talked about legendary dunker throughout your career. Who were your top 5 dunk-ons? So we talked about the Olympic one. We talked about Zoe. Are those in your top 5 that you remember?
Yeah, for sure.
Of your dunks of your career? So what are another 3?
So I dunked on Mutombo, Frederick Weiss. So I tell you what, I dunked on Patrick Ewing, and I don't know why, but that was like one of the happiest moments. I typically didn't run home to watch SportsCenter, but when I dunked on Patrick Ewing, I felt like that I just accomplished something major. And I ran home, I was like, "Oh, I gotta see this," because, bro, like, he was considered he wasn't the elite dunkers, shot blockers of the world, but he was on one of my on my list.
That's still Ewing. That's still Ewing.
Exactly. Yeah, and then I dunked on I dunked on my guy, Olajuwon, 2 hands for a game winner when he was in Houston.
Ooh.
So he was playing for the Rockets. You know, he was my teammate also in Toronto a couple of years later. And that was
Jack,
the first
you
thing
good?
he said to me.
Jack, you good?
You stupid, bro. You stupid, bro. Just don't say that.
I don't know him two hands like body for the game. So that was one of my favorite. And then, bro, y'all got some. I got that's 5 right there. I'll stick with that one. I mean,
what about the Indiana dunk? What about the Indiana? It wasn't no nobody.
That's what I was gonna say. Can I count that because I jumped under the rim and dunked it backwards for fear.
Is that when you went by Chris Mullin? You went by Chris Mullin baseline? Woo.
Right. Woo. So I dunked on the other side for fear that Dale Davis was gonna take me out the air. So that's why I dunked on the other side. And after the game, he said, "Yo, fella, I like you. That's why I ain't fuck you up." His words.
Man,
I said, appreciate it.
You jumped so high, them niggas jumped out the frame. They couldn't do nothing anyway. That's why you can't see Chris Mullin. You think you jumped him out the frame?
Hey, so that was plan B. Because I was just going to go two-hand on Rick Smith, but I was like, ooh, okay, let me just see. Oh, the rim there. Because I was going to do this like a reverse under the rim.
That shit was sick. So you got Frederick Wise, Mourning, Ewing, Elijah One in Houston, and then that Mullin, first step on Mullin on Indiana. Ooh.
Yeah, if y'all count that as a dunk on, that's cool, yeah.
Hell
I
yeah.
do.
Real quick, Kobe had a kill list of players coming up that he wanted to knock out and prove he was better than. You keep touching on your dunk list. Who talk to us about what your dunk list was?
Any big man that was considered a great shot blocker. The only guy that I did not get, well, let me say this now because I know Shaq gonna have something to say. I didn't dunk on Shaq.
You get Tim?
He makes that. Yeah, I got Tim in college.
Yeah,
bro, I got Tim in college. almost like I dunked on Tim in the league in San Antonio. I dunked him in college 2 hands, and I dunked him with 1 hand in San Antonio, in front of their bench. But I didn't get Yao and Shaq. I got Sean Bradley.
He was dunk bait.
Yeah, no, you know who was dunk bait? My guy Sam Dallenberg.
Oh yeah, Sam got dunked because anybody that's gonna be close to leading the league in shot blocking is gonna get dunked on a lot just for the fact that they challenge. So I respect the fuck out of them shot blockers, even if they do get dunked on, because they're challenging everything, bro. That shit is tough.
Theo Ratliff, I caught a couple times.
Yeah, he was a big blocker.
Yeah, I mean, you name it. I dunked on Vlade, something disgusting. We had a discussion about it. So I did on Turk when he was in sack with baseline. Did a spin move back to the middle. So I was going right. Turk tried to cut me off. I did a spin move back into the center of the paint. Vlade tried to come up there, put 2 hands up, and I just 2 hands just boom, sat on. So yeah. I caught Elden Campbell.
Sacramento Rams seem short too.
Yeah, man. Yeah, especially in the old building.
Yeah, them Rams look low as hell.
Yeah, because the arena was small.
It's tiny. Yeah, it was like a big college arena. 2009, you traded Orlando. Ryan Anderson, Austin, Battie. Orlando had been in the finals the year before with the Lakers.
Right.
I come that year too. We got a hell of a team. Talk to us about that experience. I felt like we had a chance to go back to the finals. I say we because they did the previous year, but we came on the team that year and battled the Lakers in the finals. We had a hell of a season. I want to talk to you about this because, and this is all due respect, Stan is Stan, and we had some amazing. I want to get Jay Will. Hey, I want to get Jay Will on this because remember the one day in practice when Jay Will went in on Stan and threw the behind the back bullet pass that hit him in his stomach?
It hit him in his stomach and he walked out to about his...
Man, fuck that ring. I keep that shit under my motherfucking sink. Yo, Jason
Williams. He keep it under his sink.
White chocolate is a fucking... I can't wait to get him.
He's crazy, bro.
But you were there.
He's crazy.
But talk to us about this. We had a hell of a season. This is when, to me, Dwight Howard was one of the best players in the game. He was unbelievable. I'd never played with a more athletic, strong. I mean, obviously, I miss Shaq in his prime. But Dwight, talk to us a little bit about what you saw in Dwight in our years in Orlando with him.
So it was crazy, man, because I was obviously living and being from Florida and living an hour away, finally getting the opportunity to play at home.
By the way, hold on, before you go, this motherfucking Vince has the best house I've ever been to. He used to live right next to Tiger. Yeah. Tiger used to be right there. Vince's fucking house in Orlando is unbelievable, but go ahead. Unbelievable.
Yeah. So getting the opportunity to play at home finally, and it was perfect timing for me. I don't think I could have handled it as a young guy being at home with all just an hour away. So just getting there and just looking at their team, and man, I feel like the same thing, man. I looked at this squad. I was like, they went to the finals, so they got finals experience. Adding some veterans, some guys been around who knew how to play, had experience, and like what you asked. You had scoring, you had defense, you had rebounding,
you had everything,
grit,
bro.
You had everything you could possibly. You had shooting. You had JJ who was shooting lights out. Like we had everything. So
we were deep.
It was crazy, and what it was is like I felt like I still belong as a star player, but at the same time I'm like Dwight. This is his team. Like he had just gone to the finals and doing great things. Jameer, another guy who was just doing great things, and so it was just like just fit in, man. And then we bring.
But you solidified that team though. Like you were our go. Like we had obviously Rashard Lewis is on the big contract there.
Right.
But you were our go-to guy. And like you said, we had everything in place to be a championship team with that team that year.
Exactly. So, and that's what it was for me. I was just like, bro, I'm just gonna be me. And Stan was like, I just need you to be you and just do your role. I was like, bro, I don't care about who's the man. Like, but when you need a bucket, bro, give me a call. I'm ready. Give it here. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Like it's whatever. But I knew what needed to be done. We had to establish Dwight and his dominance. That's stupid if we didn't do that. So you give him the ball, it opens up the rest of the game. So or vice versa. If I got rolling. Like when Dwight was rolling down in the paint, throwing lobs and catching like dunks, like it's like, bro, what do you do with that? You know what I'm saying? So
nothing.
It was just like he was just raw and still had a lot to learn. But he was just he started to understand, and I think making the finals that first year helped him kind of grow and mature.
Right.
And he was still silly as hell, but like
silly. That's the only that was the only thing that looking back, like this motherfucker was so good, he just didn't take nothing serious, man. He was so fucking good, but he would be fucking around in Eastern Conference practice, like my nigga, like we're playing the Celtics. Like,
and they hate you.
Yeah, right. Just focus for 30, 45 minutes. Just give me that for a second, but it's like, so good.
Like, bro, your boy, like, Perk hates you, bro.
Yeah.
He tried to, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it was just crazy, like, and just to go through it and just, so it was just crazy. Like, we were, like, cool. Everybody was laid back, but knew when to kind of, to take it serious.
Turn it on, right.
As we got deep in the playoffs, I'm going to tell you, I had an awful January, bro. I was shooting like 20% from the field. And you remember this, Matt. Come February, we get rolling and we play in the Pelicans. And that night, I got out of a shooting slump and I had 48. And I was just going, I couldn't miss, bro. I was playing at home. And I felt after that, we took off and got into playoff mode from February on. Because, and All-Star break and count back. And then next thing you know, we getting into the playoffs. And
well, that's the same year, too. That's the ball fake year. So the ball fake with Kobe, people don't understand, like, when that shit happened. That was that game. That was that March going. So it was heated because everyone thinking, like, yo, we're about to see these motherfuckers in the finals.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So Kobe was on his shit, and people don't know. The whole time I'm looking for you off the back screen for this play, and the fucking ball fake just happens. But that game right there, too, is just like, okay, we beat the Lakers late in the season in a battle. We're like, we're going to have to see these dudes in another, 6 weeks. It's going down. We're going to play.
We ready.
We had to win that game. We're not backing down from shit. They beat them the previous year. Trevor Ariza was trying to punk Turkoglu. It might have worked. So we bought reinforcement. We was ready for the Lakers that year. We sweep through the playoffs. Jack caught some of it. Beat the bricks off motherfucking show. Yeah, like I think we were winning by like 20-something a game. Like we had set an NBA record. We ran through Atlanta.
I was frying
we ran through Charlotte. We ran through Atlanta.
Y'all swept us. But I was frying y'all ass.
You was the only one that got any kind of buckets on your team.
Hey, Jack, check this out. Hey, I remember, I ain't gonna say no name, well, it was for the Hawks, though. I remember a player for the Hawks, we going to game 4 to begin. They say, bro, hurry up and get this over with so we can go home. Because, like, that's how it was. Nobody could mess with us.
We were burning through.
Nobody.
Vince, tell me if I'm wrong, because this is what I saw, and Shaq always comes into my head when I think that Stan freezes in big games. So I love Stan. As far as X and O's, one of the greatest coaches I've ever played from a strategy standpoint, a preparation standpoint. When you play for Stan, you're going to be ready. Outside of fuck them shoot-around practices where we had to be taped with our with knee pads. We had tape and knee pads and shoot-around, bro, and really practice. That shit was the worst.
Even in the playoffs.
That shit was the worst. But outside of that, Stan is going to have you prepare. But correct me if I'm wrong, if we did not change everything we had won with, going into the Eastern Conference Finals. We fucked everyone up in the playoffs. We had success against Boston in the regular season. So we're going to the Eastern Conference Finals against Boston. This is KG. This is their big three, right?
Mm-hmm.
Rondo.
Rondo. Yep. They were all.
All them.
Yeah, they had a squad, but we had good success. Like, we feel like no one could fuck with us. Right. We go into that series, and Stan's like, this is a really veteran team. I think we need to add a few different plays and looks in our thing, and we change our whole offense, bro. Our entire offense.
The one thing I remember from that kind of frustrated, and it kind of shifted everything, especially as we started getting later into the series. I remember Dwight wanted more touches.
Yep. And
we tried to force feed
it didn't work.
The ball into White, and it didn't work because it was just like, Perk and they were just switching off, and they were not letting him get off because they didn't like Dwight.
No, they hated Dwight.
They didn't want to see him get off.
They had bodies.
Yeah.
KG, they had motherfuckers to rotate on Dwight.
Yeah, bro, they weren't trying to see it, and I just felt like we kept force feeding. So after a while, Rashard on one side, the other side, we kind of just sitting there and trying to force feed. It wasn't working. And then when the ball started coming back out, we weren't hitting shots because I remember
we weren't ready.
Like, bro, it just changed it. I'm like, no, let's open the floor up. Let's open the floor. We want to make their bigs. We want to make
a move.
Have to guard.
Come guard us.
And then get Dwight going down. Bro, when Dwight rolled down to the center of the post and then turned around and duck in, what do you do with that?
Couldn't do nothing.
You know what I'm saying? So that was the thing. So we kind of changed it up, and it was unfortunate because we lost to them in 6, and we felt that I definitely felt like that was our chance to kind of get it done. Like we were a game or two away from back in the finals and probably gonna see the Lakers again.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all was at y'all best, man, at the pick and roll.
Yeah.
When you was at the pick and roll at the top of the key, or Jamil bringing it up and running the pick and roll, y'all got shooters everywhere. That's why y'all beat us, because we couldn't stop
Petrus.
We couldn't stop the pick and roll.
Hey, bro, and that was so crazy. That was so crazy because you had a veteran squad and the ball moved, bro. It's like whoever needed to get the ball, whoever was open was gonna get the ball.
Y'all had spacing and everything. Y'all offense was running clock like everybody was on the same page.
Yeah, because you had a veteran group, bro. It was about winning, bro. Like
I thought we were headed to a head-on finals rematch with the Lakers, man. And that shit would have been a war. You know what I mean? That shit would have been a blast. But shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Yeah.
Didn't fucking happen. And
then I got traded next year.
I got the end of summer.
Hold on. What is it like playing with Matt though? What is it like being Matt's teammate?
Man, bro, it's like I'm saying, it's one of them things. You know how it is, like. Yeah,
I know what it's like being his real life brother. You know what I'm saying? And that shit. Oh my God, that's a whole other story. But
hey, and it's crazy
like being a teammate.
As we it's funny. So that was our younger years, the first stint in Orlando, and it was just like, bro, it is what it is. It's like as soon as we signed, I was like, oh, bro, we got real one. Like we about to go defense, shoot, bro, we ain't taking it. Like I told you, it was just like you understood what it was, and like what I said, to beat, it was like, bro, he was down to get down with anybody for his team. It's just, it is what it is.
Loyal.
And then when you see that, it make you, when he go jump out there in the rat hole, like, bro, like, nah, we with you, bro. Like, you do that for us, we got your back too. And like I said, that's why he said Memphis, he had me out there. Like, we trying to win the game. I'm like, bro, I'm about to get kicked out too, bro. Nah, man, it ain't going like that. Like, and it was just cool. Like, I mean, he's just, it was contagious on who he is. And, bro, like, people say what they want to say about him, bro. Like that's what's loyal, love the game, and he gonna play it one way, bro. I'm gonna play it my way. I'm gonna play hard nosed. Like, he a football player. Bro, let's play. Like, you coming at me, I'm gonna hit you back, bro. Like, that is what it is. Like, that's just how
he wanted contact.
That. Right, that's what I'm saying. And it's like,
he wanted contact.
Like, and it's you're gonna have to back those word up. If you're gonna talk shit to me, then I'm gonna see what's really good. Like, or do you mean that? Let's go.
No,
and that's
they didn't
what
mean
it was.
it.
No, right. So that's what it was. So, and then as we get to our second stint, as we get older, like, it's the same thing. And then now I'm playing with a team full of them.
We had a whole squad. We had a whole kennel of dogs.
Man,
Zebo, TA.
But we used to talk about that all the time. It was like, bro, look at this locker room. What problems we got? What problems we got?
We could have won any fight. We was a solid team.
Yeah.
Everybody got hurt, but nigga, we could have won any fight.
Hey,
Bring it.
it was going to win a couple
ready.
of basketball games too.
Hell yeah.
At that.
Hell yeah. So tell me what it's like from being a go-to superstar throughout your career to being that solid veteran presence. We hear about you being in the locker room, a mentor, a coach, a father figure to almost some guys. Talk to us how, you know, like you're some guys don't fall from stardom gracefully, and that's why they kind of end up out of the league before they really want to. You were able to gracefully find your place to be, like you said, you could still compete, you could still play, you could still give minutes, but you understand that, you know, your role was to get these younger guys going. What kind of mental barrier or hurdles did you have to take to get to that process?
So once I got traded from Orlando to Phoenix, we playing, and all of a sudden we were losing. We weren't in the playoffs, and they put me on. They wanted me to come off the bench, bro. That conversation sometimes being a go-to guy, it's a shot to your ego, and it was kind of like, run that by me again. Okay, cool. And for me, bro, I just, like I say, I've been saying the whole time, I just love playing ball, man. I just love to hoop, and I just want to hoop. So I remember hearing that and going home that day. I was like, bro, not like this, man. This is crazy. You know what I'm saying? After being a surprise trade, I didn't know I was going to get traded out of Orlando. And we were right there. We were fourth or fifth, had the fourth, fifth best record when I got traded. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, bro, what's good? But, you know, it is what it is. So got there, and, you know, the team wasn't good. But I'm now playing with Steve Nash, and I'm like, bro, listen, I get a chance to play with another point guard, great point guard, and Grant, of course. But it was just different, bro. We weren't winning. Steve got hurt. Grant got hurt a little bit. And then now it's just a reserve role, and it's kind of like I got to figure out how to master this point blank. And so I started just look in the mirror. First of all, and one thing I said, and not that I was questioning it, but it's kind of reassuring. Like, you love this game, right? You trying to stick here as long as you can, right? Okay, cool. So let's figure this out. So I started looking at old film of Vinnie Johnson. You know, for all the old heads who know who Vinnie Johnson is. I started watching the
microwave. Come on now.
I started watching the great six men of the game and watching how they prepared themselves and how they was ready to go. As soon as you called Vinnie Johnson off the bench, but you had to be ready. He was ready to go.
Buckets.
Jason Terry was ready to go. Ginobili was ready to go. You know that. Right. He was ready to go. As soon as he called his name, he was ready to go. So I had to figure out how to be a star in my new role and be effective. And once it was bumpy at first, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, I was like, oh man, I'm used to kind of getting into the game and roll it as I need to. But now, when you come off the bench, it's like it's go time immediately. And once I got used to it, everything took off, and I was like, it's not so bad, and I'm gonna be a star in my role.
That's a Dr.
I look at go-to guy different though, because like when I hear coaches say go-to guys, are you the go-to guy? I think of they saying that you got confidence to take the shot just like you would take it in the first quarter. A lot of guys don't have the confidence. Like, it's shooters that come along in the NBA, are knockdown shooters. They shoot 48%, 45% from the three-point line their whole career. You give them the ball in the fourth quarter, 3 seconds left,
don't shoot it.
Nothing. Won't even shoot it. No confidence. So I think when they say you a go-to guy or the go-to guy on the team, I think they know you got confidence to shoot that shot and have the confidence to make.
And that's what I was going to say to that is my goal was, regardless of if I'm starting or not, I want to finish the game.
Yeah.
I want to be that reliable guy. It's like that go-to when you need a bucket. Yeah, regardless. Okay, we know he's starting, but this guy has proven, and we know he's not afraid to take the big shot. And I've never been afraid to take the big shot on a big stage or a small stage or any stage at all. And I've been willing to deal with it. I think y'all agree, y'all chime in with this and tell me what you think about this. But I feel like there's some guys who are afraid to take the big shot in the fourth quarter because they're afraid of the backlash or what people gonna say.
When you're afraid to fail.
They're afraid to fail.
If you're afraid to fail. I remember Kobe said
I wasn't afraid.
Yeah, Kobe said he'll miss 30 straight shots and take the next 10. He didn't give a fuck.
Yeah,
and that's the kind of mentality you have to have. I think you made a great point just a second ago. I mean, starting is great, and people talk about starters, this, and that, but to guys who really know, it's about who finishes the game.
That's it,
who's
man.
on the floor? Who's on the floor in the last 3 minutes is really what matters.
Yeah, man.
Right.
Like, bro, you could be Right, you could be a
Yes.
starter, bro. You could be a starter and
not
play the
finish.
first 3 minutes, bro, and then
And not
come
play no
back
more
in
than
and start
4.
the second quarter. Right, bro. Come
Right.
on, like
Yeah, nah.
it's like it's great. I want to be a starter and a closer.
Yeah.
That's the difference. I want to close a game. That's when you
I
get
prided
paid.
myself. Yeah, I prided myself on being in there at the end of the game because they know we're gonna
Right.
need some stops, and I'm gonna knock
Right.
down a couple of big shots. Like that's what people.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't start, you don't this, you don't. Starting is great, and everyone sees the starters, but not
Hey.
that last motherfucking 3
Hey,
minutes
ask
is when
them,
that
did
war is
they
going
see
on.
you close it though? You see,
Right.
hey, you ain't
that's
see
what
me
I'm
start.
saying.
Did you see me
That
finish it?
close. That's that.
You saw me
final.
out there, right? Oh, okay,
Matt,
cool.
Fact.
Matt used to come off the bench. We used to start goose. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of games, Matt is
Yeah,
at
we
the
had
4, Al's at the
our
5, I'm at the
go-to.
3.
Yeah.
We've always
We had
finished.
our
We always
go-to
finished the
squad.
game with small ball. Yep.
Yeah, had to go to.
Present day, how was it like working with Trey Young and young guys like John Collins? I know these guys are the future of the NBA, and I know you're giving them the right game. You see me around a lot. I come to the
Right.
games, and I see how you be with them. But it's refreshing to see how they respect you because you get the same respect from guys your age. How
Right.
was it giving them advice and being around those young guys?
It was crazy. It's crazy because I look at Trey because I played against his pops in college. When he
Crazy.
played for Texas Tech. I don't know if you remember Darvin Ham when he broke the backboard.
Yeah.
Trey's dad was on that team.
Okay.
Which is your coach?
Yeah.
Donovan
talking
Ham was
about
one of your coaches.
Right.
But he's one of your coaches now, though.
Right.
Yeah.
So he, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's crazy to see him, but like just to see the one thing I was impressed with Trey more so than anything outside, anything basketball, was how he was able to handle the media. So when we came up and came into the league, like it was no social media. Like, bro, this bro was used to the big stages in the social stage already. Like, he knew how to handle that. So it's been cool. Like, I mean, you just see how young guys, they just got a lot to learn, and they're so talented, but learning the actual game of basketball is different than being good at basketball, to me. Like, you could be good, but there's a bunch of dudes who are athletic. There's a bunch of dudes who can do this, but when it comes down to playoff basketball, that's when you see what you got. And so that's right now, my goal is to try to prepare these guys. And it's impossible to teach a young guy and spit game to him about what the playoffs are like until you actually get there. You can prepare them all you want, bro.
Got to be
But until you actually play in a playoff game, bro, I can tell you, bro, every shot matters. I can tell you, bro, the whole world is really watching because it ain't but so many teams playing. I can tell you it's gonna be packed every night, all that stuff. Like,
you gotta feel it
until you feel it and you feel how your body feels and how nervous you are when they hammer all the time. Like, bro, every possession matters. Until you go through that, bro, it don't matter. So like, it's been fun to teach them, and I try to spit game and explain to them the history of the game and how guys handle it. And it's always these debates about who's this, who's that. But I'm like, bro, you don't establish yourself until you done something in the playoff. Thank you. Right.
Yeah.
That's why I think Milwaukee doesn't get their just due because they've been able to dominate the regular season. It's kind of like Peyton Manning and the Indianapolis Colts used to be a great regular season team. MVP numbers, and then in the playoffs they would come up short. So that's why I think Milwaukee doesn't get the respect they get because hell of a team. Giannis is a superstar, but players know you got to earn that shit in the playoffs.
Right,
straight up.
Right. That's where you make your real money. That's where you make your name. So just like we talked about these legendary guys in Hall of Fame, which guys are thriving and wanting to be. Like what you do in the regular season is admirable and it's nice. But bro,
April, May, June.
People are talking. Yes, they talking about how much of a superstar you are in the playoffs, bro.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
April, May,
Whether
June.
you play 4 games or you play four rounds.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You go out there and lay an egg in 4 games, bro. You ain't gonna get that respect. You ain't gonna get that notch you looking for, bro. You can say, because I scored, you averaged 20 something a game. So what?
Don't matter.
Yeah, right.
The dogs come out in regular season.
Yeah.
Who do you feel like looking at had the best chance to win the finals this year?
I think.
Look, you asked me this question, SK, it's kind of hard to answer that question when you're still in the league, bro.
But Vince know goddamn well they didn't have no shot, so he can still answer
Oh
it.
no, we didn't have a shot. Hey, bro, hey, they can give us 20 games to play. We can't make it. I get it. Okay. So we out.
I was trying to spam, man. I was trying to spam, man.
Nah. This is
in the East,
come on, man.
Milwaukee,
This the
I think, got a
culmination of his
chance.
career. Yeah.
I think Milwaukee got a legit shot in the East, and then I mean you can go back and forth of the Lakers and the Clippers. That's must see TV. I hope if this season come back, I hope it comes down to Lakers Clippers in the conference finals instead of an earlier seed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I hope so because that's what we need. And on the East, I honestly would like to see Toronto or Philly. I don't know. I just don't know about Philly.
Too many questions. I like Boston. Boston had hit their stride right before this shit has stopped.
So that's the 4 teams in the East, like, you know, but I think Toronto, Boston, Philly, Milwaukee. I think Milwaukee still comes out of that. And, you know, I still think the Western Conference is going to pull it off this year.
Miami going to surprise somebody, Vince.
That's another squad. That's the other squad.
Miami's tough.
I knew it was somebody.
Miami is tough, especially with Butler.
They are. But see, hey, this off time is crucial to a young squad. A veteran squad, I like that because now they're re-energized and had some time off. But it's nothing now. Like young guys, young guys now they come. Okay, yeah, they're gonna try to lock back in and get ready. But nah, bro, it ain't. You lock it back into what? They don't really know like these veterans do. So I think that's gonna play a key role into the second part of the season too.
That's dope.
I mean, until when we get back to.
What did you think when you saw Donovan Mitchell honoring you wearing your Raptors jersey in the dunk contest?
That was crazy, man. That was crazy. You know, I don't watch it often. You know, I don't know if I've ever said that. I don't watch the dunk contest often. And when I heard about, I was in the Bahamas when that happened, and I was walking around, and I heard the guy was like, "Hey, this guy," because he didn't know who he was. This guy got your jersey on the dunk contest. So, and I go up there and look, and so I actually watched that. It was pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I'm honored when people mention my name or show love like that, bro. I'm definitely appreciative. Like I've been around for a long time, but like these guys, I'm so much older than these guys, and that just shows he's a historian of the game. And you know, it was dope to see. He showed love, and Terrence Ross actually did as well. Show some love. So that's just crazy to me.
Who are your top 5 dunkers of all time?
In-game dunkers.
In-game.
Yeah, top five in-game dunkers of all time.
Ooh. In-game.
You can put yourself on the list.
In-game. So I'm still gonna give Dominique that.
Yeah, of course. Human highlight film.
Yeah. Dunkers in the league, in-game. And see, I'm looking at it like I'm talking about not just dunking on people. Period. I'm talking about guys that did some dunk contest dunks, like who
in
you know.
Game.
That's what I'm talking about in the game. Like that's and it's hard to name guys currently playing. You know what I'm saying? So there's one of them that y'all probably can guess. You know what I'm saying? I say Josh Smith was out there doing something crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
yes, sir.
I'm
gonna give you one.
Top 5. Go ahead.
Stromile Swift. Ooh-wee.
Man, and see, Stromile, he wasn't out running people. He was one step dunking on people.
And then gangbanging and then throwing up swans after,
and then
too.
throwing up the third man.
Yo, he was throwing that shit up after, too. Like, this young nigga is dunking the shit out the ball.
Bro, it's just so many people that...
Yourself?
Of course.
All right, yeah, for sure. Yeah, because I was trying to do whatever. Like, if you put me on the fast break and I had time to think about it, I was going to try
dunk contest. To me, you're the greatest. You're the greatest in-game dunker of all time to me, and that's with all due respect to other people. Like you were the greatest in-game dunker.
I was trying to do whatever, man. I wasn't afraid.
Yeah,
I wasn't afraid.
Him and Sean Kemp. Sean Kemp.
Sean Kemp was going to definitely be on.
On the break and on people, people couldn't fuck with you, bro. Straight up.
And that was my problem. That was my only problem, bro. Like when I had a lot of time to think about it, so you put me on the break, and it's gonna sound crazy when I say it, so my bad. So when I jump in the air initially, I'm thinking I'm gonna do some like leaner or whatever, and I might end up get up there and be like, nah, I'm gonna windmill it just because, I'm just.
Jack, imagine being able to think once you get up there. Like we're thinking, okay, I got the ball, I'm dribbling, I'm at half court thinking about this nigga jumps. Oh, I'm gonna change my mind twice.
Right.
I'm gonna change my mind third time. I'm gonna do this.
I'm trying not to travel.
My initial thoughts for dunking, especially when I was younger, never ended up being the actual dunk. Because sometimes, like,
Wow.
there was a dunk in, I played against the Chicago Bulls, and I was on a fast break, and I was going by myself. There was another player running me down, so he jumps to try to jump over me. I end up going under him and doing a one leg off a 1 foot windmill. But that wasn't my initial plan.
Wow.
On the dunk.
Hey, you know
So
what? You know what's funny? Before the show came on, somebody it's on IG today. That's dunk you talking about. You on the fast break and you go from on the other side with one hand and one hand backwards like that.
Yeah, so like I'm saying, it's like it was more instinctive.
It was one,
like
it was one like that on Instagram.
Yeah, I was playing it. I just played it by ear, bro. Like, you know,
Must be nice.
When I say that, I'm gonna dunk. I'm gonna dunk you, but
Right.
I'm gonna see what you're trying to do because, like you said, you had the shot blockers of the world who's like, okay, I know they're gonna jump, but then you had like the Daryl Armstrongs of the world. Daryl Armstrong was trying to block dunks. He didn't
2010.
care.
Black College, 2020.
Black College. I was dunking on Black. I remember catching a lob backwards on Black College, and he's sitting in my chest, and I'm dunking the ball backwards. Like, bro, what you doing, man? like, I swear to God, I'll never forget it. So, I mean, it just depends.
That's crazy. Toughest matchup for you? Who's that one opponent throughout your crew? Who was the toughest matchup?
Ooh, that toughest. It's tough to name one, but I'm gonna name one guy who people probably never would expect, Spreewell. And I say Spreewell because, bro, he didn't care. And Spree did not get tired.
Yeah, he had a motor.
He did not get tired, bro. I don't care what he was doing. So he was one of the ones.
Shout out Spreewell, for real. Shout out Spreewell.
When I first got in the league, bro, I could not figure out Scottie Pippen, bro. In the hand checking era, like he was so crafty, smart, and quick with it, bro. Like you run off screens, or he'd tap you in your stomach while you shooting. Or just push your hip a little, you know, all that stuff that used to be legal.
All the tricks,
like,
all the tricks.
Yeah, man, he had it all. I used to be like, ref, you don't see this? He's like, and back then, referees talk to you like, man, stop crying and play.
Yeah.
Stop crying and play. Like, that's Joey Crawford, young Joey Crawford, or, you know, the younger Joey Crawford.
Joey with hair.
Come on, man. Yeah, bro, he talked to you bad. Like, so him, Bruce Bowen in the beginning, and once I figured out Bruce, it was nothing. But at first, like, you know, all the dirty tricks he had, there was so many.
Bruce played defense with his feet.
With his feet, hands, knees. You know,
he tripped people every time.
But it's so many guys like you, Matt, like y'all for sure. You know, and that's not because y'all here, but like just playing against y'all because
make you
like
work.
Guys like that, I had to work and I had to figure it out. Like it wasn't easy.
Hell
yeah. You know, in Boston. You know, so there's a bunch of guys. Man, it's like that's just the few that I can name offhand, and I'm gonna be mad later on because I'm gonna be thinking about this. I'm gonna text y'all and be like, "Bruh, I forgot about somebody." But like those are the guys that I have.
Hey, Spreewell was a good call though. Spreewell was a motherfucker, boy.
I think he's the first person I think of every time.
Nick,
you know.
is it Golden State or Nick Spreewell for you, right?
Nick Spreewell, bro. I had the heart that year they swept us, man. Golly.
So 2003, you're the leading vote getter in the league. MJ's last year. You decided to give MJ your starting spot. Talk to us about that.
Basically, yeah, I decided, but it was encouraged by the league that it was a good idea. You know, by the powers that be. It was probably a good idea that MJ starts in his last All-Star game. I ain't no fool. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I ain't no fool. First of all, like we all look up to MJ,
Facts.
and he's a hero, and like, bruh, that's a memory that nobody else can talk about. That can't be duplicated, bro. I got a story. Like I could tell this story forever. Like you'd be like, oh man, nobody else can say that. Like, and MJ wouldn't take the spot, bro. Like when they said, oh, it's probably a good idea. I was like, bro, I would give him. This is MJ last year, bro, and you not starting, bro. I got a chance to kind of do this again. This is your time, MJ. So and so I pull him aside, bro. It was all day in the morning practice. Shoot around, whatever you want to call it. I was like, MJ, bro, take it. Nah. You earned this, whatever. All right, cool. I ain't about to argue with you. So we get down there right before we running out. I said, MJ, bro, you take the spot. You gonna start, bro. I said, if you don't take the spot, I'm gonna stay in the back and I ain't gonna come out.
Right.
But I mean, it's not. I said, bro, I'm not getting blackballed from the league because you talking about this. You know, you earned it. Yeah, okay, cool. I earned it. We know that, but. You starting. So right before they called him for the starting lineup, he still wouldn't go. You see at the last minute is when he took his if you see it, the last minute he take his shirt off and he go out there, but he would not go. I was like, bro, please just go because I'm gonna walk to the back and And
Right.
it ain't happening.
Fuck
So he takes it, and it was like, I was like, man, thank God, bro, because
That's dope though, because you got.
You were
I
still
mean, for
getting
you
that
to be there.
starter's check, so.
Yeah.
It's all good. But like, bro,
But
I
I'm
can
thinking-
sit there and
yeah.
say I gave MJ his last
Right.
start, and then
Yep.
what happened? That fadeaway, bro. He hit the
And he
fadeaway
hit it
like.
right.
Damn.
Yep. Perfect. That's a hell
And
of
I
a
think
gesture,
that-
man. Hell
And
of
I
a
think
gesture.
the NBA messed up, bro. I think the NBA messed up. They trying to be all technical and stuff. So MJ, y'all might remember. Yeah, y'all definitely remember. I've been around. MJ hit the fadeaway, and they called a timeout. We're trying to get the game stopped right there.
Yeah.
The game should have been stopped right there.
Over.
Forget the 1.2 seconds or however many seconds left. Forget all that. The game over. The greatest of all times just capped off his most famous
Career.
shot
Yeah.
ever in the All-Star game. It should be over. And I think they dropped the ball on that one, in my opinion.
Any new hobby you've taken up since you've been in quarantine?
Nah, golf. That's it, bro. I'm
You already been doing that.
I mean,
no Xbox, no Call of Duty,
So
nothing
look,
like that.
okay, I'll tell you that. I will say that now. This first day, I pulled out the PS4 because I had one PS4 somewhere, and I tried Call of Duty, and I liked it.
I'm guilty too.
But
Call
like I
of
said,
Duty.
I play it ever so often. So I'll say I done picked up the Call of Duty, trying to play video games again.
The video
I
games.
feel like it's giving me vertigo though. I feel like Call of Duty is giving me vertigo.
PTSD.
Yeah, all of the above.
'Cause everything's just off now because the screen be all up and down and all. Like, it's just,
Man,
when I
it's
stand
so-
up, I'm like, what the fuck?
You too old. You too old for the. You got to think how video games started when we first started playing video games, like Atari, shit like that.
One graphic, yeah,
Right.
one
I got the
screen.
Nintendo right there.
1
That's
megabyte.
crazy.
Shit was trash. Last movie you watched?
The Bad Boys movie.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet. The new Bad Boys.
The new one.
Yeah.
The new one. It's,
You like
it's
it?
cool.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's cool.
Yeah.
I had to support it regardless. I was gonna support
Yeah.
them regardless.
Right.
Type of music you fuck with. What artists you fuck with that people would be surprised to hear that you listen to?
I'm all over the place, man. Being that I played in music and I have a love for music, I listen to a little bit of everybody.
Yeah, me too.
Mystical was I was a Mystical fan growing up, and then I also was a Wu-Tang fan. So I listen to Wu. Now a little bit of everybody. I mean, I give everybody a shot. I do. I mean, even if it ain't for me, I give everybody a shot because, like you say, some people like catchy hooks is what it is now. You know, I'm a lyricist. I like lyrics.
Yeah.
I
Me
like
too.
guys who spitting that
Some
shit. So,
substance.
who you know what I'm saying? So that's where I am. But I give some guys I give guys a shot. You know what I'm saying? Kendrick
That's dope.
Lamar. I still listen to. The Baby right now is
Yes.
somebody I've been listening to. He kind of catchy. I gotta give Roddy Ricch some love too, bro. Cause
Yeah,
the
shout out LA.
man showed me some love, man.
Oh, did he?
He put my name in the song, man.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
put my whole all in the
yeah.
rim. It's kind of I mean, I'm 42,
Yeah.
43 years old, but I appreciate
Dope.
it.
That's
I had to
dope.
give him some love.
Funniest teammate you've ever had?
Man, that's tough. That's tough. I had a dude by the name of Jabari Smith.
Hell, I heard he was funny as a
my
motherfucker, boy.
God.
Okay.
Thanks,
Cool.
that
Oh
nigga.
my God.
I know Jabbar.
You
yeah.
are not lying, bruh. Oh my God, dog.
Dog,
They
that
said-
might be
They
one
said
of the
he's
funniest
a
dudes.
character.
Bro, like, I had him in Jersey, bro. Like, he is funny as hell. And
Didn't he go to LSU?
Yep.
Yeah, I got to put him up there. TA is funny, bro. Like,
Funny as hell.
man, I'm going to stick with Jabbar. It's so many, bro. Over 22 years, you run across
Yeah,
a
you
lot
had a lot
dudes,
of
man.
teammates. You had a lot of,
but,
that's dope.
But as soon as you say that, the first one that came to mind was Jabari Smith, bro. He
Yeah,
had us
he
cracking
funny.
up all the time, bro.
He's silly. Best city to travel to for games?
The Garden.
Ooh, legendary.
I've had some pretty special nights, and I've had some disappointing nights. But it's something about going into like the Garden. That's just it's history. It's legendary. It's a lot of the stars of stars have done some great stuff, some great things in there. So every time I walk in there, I love it. That's what I mean. It's nothing better.
They need to try to
Yeah.
get that team right, man, because basketball is
Yeah.
so much better when the Knicks
Man.
are relevant.
Absolutely.
Final question. Historical sit-downs, whether it be taking shots, having some cocktails, drinking wine, who are 5 people, not counting yourself, you'd want to have at the table? Anyone, dead or alive? For just a night of dope conversation.
You know, VC Technical, man. He finna break his brain trying to think about this, bro.
Hey, I am too. You see
I know
it, bro.
you.
God,
I know you,
dog.
dog.
All right. Give me. I want Obama.
Mm-hmm.
Give me Big and Pac.
Ooh. Both of them.
Yep.
Two more.
Give me Martin Luther. The King.
The King.
Yeah, the King.
And Dr. J.
Oh, Julius.
That's nice.
I like that. He snuck that one. He snuck that in there.
You gotta have
That's
a player
nice
at the
dinner.
table. You gotta have a player at the table,
Yeah,
man. You gotta
for
have
sure.
a player at the
Yeah.
table, man.
Yeah.
So
like,
Obama, Pac, Biggie, MLK, Julius Erving, and yourself.
That's
solid
dope. Yeah.
convo.
Like I'm talking
dope.
about, that's just. I mean, and I'm trying to pick people that's like you talking about the entire realm. You talking about everything. You can't anything you want to talk about.
They can cover
From hooping to smoking,
Right.
from politics to music. Like I want to learn a little bit. I'm one of those guys. I like to learn a little bit about a lot of things. So if I can't learn it all through that group, I ain't meant to know it.
And then Jack is right down the street. Y'all can hit the strip club right after that dinner.
What you said.
Hey, man, that's a wrap, man. Vince, we appreciate your time, man.
Appreciate you, man.
It was an honor getting to play with you, bro. If
Yes,
that was
sir.
your final shot, man, 22 years, you held it down. You made a lot of people proud. You're a
Appreciate
legend,
it, man.
Hall of Famer. Fuck anyone who don't like that. But we appreciate you, man.
Right.
We just want to let you know, man.
Man.
We appreciate your run, bro. 22 years, the longest career in NBA history, man. That has a lot to do with, man,
Thank
just
you.
who you are as a person.
you
and
did it
your
the right
ability
way
to
too,
persevere.
bro.
Thank you, man.
Right.
I appreciate it. I've heard you say that before, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Stack, for you saying that. And, man, it's been a pleasure, obviously, battling both of you and knowing you guys for all these years and the support. So it's been a pleasure. Thanks for having me on.
No, I appreciate it.
real,
Whenever
bro.
you have
You
a
know
golf
that.
tournament
Yeah.
and call tournament, I'm going to come play. Jack's going to come drive my car.
Let
We're
me
going to be
know.
out there
Hey,
fucking with you.
likewise.
Let's do it.
Hey,
no doubt.
when you bring yours back, let me know. I'm
Yeah,
in.
no doubt, no doubt. Hey, man, that's a wrap. Special edition with the one and only Vince Carter. You can catch this on Showtime Basketball YouTube or all platforms streaming podcasts.
All of them. You dig.
There's something about how this place forms a different kind of person.
On my high school team, we had 5 guys make the NBA.
We had the county rocking.
You mentioned Prince George's County. People know what it's about. It's the mecca of basketball.
There are those who come before us, upon whose shoulders we stand.
Being from this area, you have to have tough skin.
The gym became his sanctuary.
PG County guy, provide buckets for America.
Prince George packs a lot of power, a lot of character.
It's nothing that you can do to stop that competitive edge.
We're pushing the community and the culture forward. It's just in the water.
This life was all I ever wanted.
I'm not leaving. Not yet.
I was hoping you'd say that.
We gotta hit the streets, make some money.
People like us must destroy people like him. Buckle up.
Get Showtime free at Showtime.com.